that's close enough. I mean, it's too late if it's not. What's up, guys? First things first, let's do a little mic check. First to comment, how's that sound? I saw a flash on there. Ought to be pretty good. We'll give it a few minutes for everybody to get on. Hello, hi guys, hi. I assume you guys hear us all right. There's Rachel. First person to tell us whether you can hear us or not gets a prize. I don't know what that prize is yet.
A call out.
Well, is that a prize?
Sure. Right. Everybody likes their name said.
All right. There we go. Kristen Roller says yes. So, see, now they're flooding in. But
oh, man.
Kristen Roller was the first. So, yeah, we don't do this very often. So, getting everything all set up. And I'm not using any streaming software because, again, we don't do this very often. And a lot of those are subscription based. And then you got to learn them. And I didn't really start setting this up until late last night. So, I wasn't going to do that. So, we're just on YouTube. No fancy graphics or anything. Sorry about that. So we don't have any agenda for this whatsoever. So anything you guys want to talk about, we're going to Vegas in 48 hours, less than 48 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Now. 48 hours from now, we will be there.
We absolutely will.
And going to be picked up by George as usual.
Yep.
Good guy. So, here we go. Hold on.
Boy.
We're going to fall way behind this. Yeah, Rachel can hear us. Everyone can hear us. Wesley, Rachel, Shannon, Izzy L, Steve M, Apple Blonde, James Lee, Zach, Kristen, of course. All right. Lots of people in already. So welcome in, guys. We don't, like I said, we don't have anything specific to talk about. So throw some questions in there. And if we don't see it, maybe try again a little bit later because these are going to kind of fly up the screen.
Coming fast and furious.
They are coming pretty fast.
Although someone did ask a question about if we plan on buying property in Vegas. Maybe someday. We don't know.
I think we've actually kind of backed off on that, though. We change where we want to retire to about every 5 years, and we still have, I don't know, maybe 15 more years before the time actually comes. So,
and we at least I want it needs to be warmer than where we are.
Yeah.
So.
It's going to be someplace warm. So we thought Vegas for a while, and now we're starting to think that maybe by then Vegas might not be the place.
As we have people in here from northern U.S. and Canada.
Yeah, but yeah, I know there's quite a few people from Canada and much further north than us. So Jeff is even, speaking of Canadians, Jeff does Vegas in the chat. Prepping for an interview tonight. Cool. Somebody good, I hope. Jeff does a great podcast. Jeff does Vegas. If you guys haven't heard his podcast, he actually had us on his podcast one time. Mm-hmm. Probably one of his least interesting episodes. I listened to it a couple of times and I still have it downloaded to my phone. Mm-hmm. I get kind of embarrassed when I listen to it, but you know how it is. Anytime you record yourself, it's kind of embarrassing after the fact.
I actually just watched listened, I guess, to his December trip report. So
yeah. Do I want to put you in charge of the comments?
Probably.
Since I'm the one that just blabbers all the time.
You never stop talking.
And then you can
so
pull out anything.
Where are we staying at when we go? We're staying at Caesars. We've never ever stayed at Caesars.
So it's kind of embarrassing to have been to Vegas as many times as we have and never having stayed at Caesars Palace. So here in 2 days, we will finally check that one off the list. As you guys know, if you watch the channel, we're more MGM resorts people. So that's kind of why we've never stayed at Caesars Palace, but you have to have stayed there to be a true Vegas fan or YouTuber. So that's where we're going to be this time around.
Let's see. What's in the glass tonight? Well, tonight's fancy night because it's Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day. So, we brought out some Conundrum. Conundrum is a California red blend that we are big fans of, but it's not your every Wednesday night wine.
Yeah.
So it's a little fancier than that. It's not a $8 bottle. It's like a $20 or $25 bottle. So.
Let's see. Morgan asks, what is the worst food experience you've had in Vegas? Hello from Youngstown, Ohio.
The worst food experience?
Oh, gosh.
What do you got on that?
I'm trying to think. Oh, my gosh. What do you have?
We haven't had a whole lot of bad meals.
Bad, yeah.
We typically... Gosh, that's a tough one. I will say I ate on one of my solo trips recently at Ocean One, and I know everybody loves Ocean One for their cheap lunches, but I ate there late at night after gambling, and I had won some money, and I thought I'm going to go get a bite to eat before they close. And for like $17.99, that was not a good pasta dish I had at Ocean One, which might not be around very much longer anyway. All the ones in Florida are closing. We might have to come back to that one because I can't think of any truly just bad meals that we had.
Just said we were a blast on the podcast. You're too
Well, we appreciate that. When Jeff had us on his podcast, I think we had about 3,000 subscribers, 25. I mean, it was something really small. And I was kind of surprised that he asked us to, and pretty happy to do it. So.
And then John said that he has used George twice. Yeah, he's awesome.
That's awesome.
We love George.
We love that, and we've basically become really good friends with George, and he's awesome. And it's not just bias that we tell you guys to use him. I think that's honestly how he treats every person that he comes across, and he's one of the most genuine people. And he drives great vehicles, and it's a pretty good price too. So.
And let's see here. I know I'm missing some, guys. I'm sorry.
You're not gonna be able to get to them all, I don't think. But
get your hand away. Neil asked, staying at Vidara for the first time, City Center Suite into March. Did I make a good choice? I love Vidara.
Yeah.
I think it's a very nice little quiet escape, and it's close to everything. And now that they have the walkways that connect the Cosmo and Bellagio, to me, it's a really great option. I like the rooms.
Yeah, it's like Aria. The rooms are getting a little tired. I mean, it opened in 2009 with Aria, and it hasn't had a full remodel. They have refreshed like the furniture in the rooms, but the rooms are a little beat up. But they're super nice. They're so big, and you get all those amenities with it. And so Vidara, I mean, I would never tell somebody not to stay at Vidara. We've never had a bad experience.
And it honestly, and I think Josh and Rachel, who are in here, mentioned this last time, but I love the smell. There's like the smell of Vidara is so good.
Well, there's no casino, and so there's no smoking allowed in the building, period, because there's no casino. So that's part of it. And then they have the signature scent, like all the Vegas places used to, although some of them don't have much of one anymore.
No. Wesley asked, I'm going to Vegas September 30th through October 4th. I'm having a hard time deciding at which hotel to stay at between the Luxor and Excalibur.
Luxor,
Luxor, I think, is the better option, especially for the rooms. Now, I do actually prefer Excalibur's casino.
Right, but so you've never stayed at either one of them.
Not actually stayed.
I stayed at
I've been
both
into
of those.
The rooms.
I stayed at both of those on solo trips, and from a room standpoint, Luxor is hands down better than Excalibur. Now, like she said, I like the casino at Excalibur better than Luxor's casino. And they're right next door to each other. So if you think that you might like some of the aspects of Excalibur, I'd stay at Luxor and then just walk over whenever you wanted to do that. Did you just swap my hand away? Somebody asked how much it cost to ride with George, and I can't tell you exactly, but I do believe, because it depending on what's going on in town and what day of the week, but a airport transfer is about $120, I think. He has a website, jmclimousine.com, and you can actually get quotes on there. So go to that website and check it out. But generally, airport transfer is like $120.
Oh, thanks, Crunchy. Is it Crunchy? Crunchy.
Yeah,
Crunchy wait, did I read that right?
$20 super chat.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Cheers.
That helped pay for our wine tonight.
Yeah,
so, hey.
There we go. The wine's already paid for.
Let's see. Sorry, guys, catching up here.
Do you want me to move the computer over closer to you?
Probably, yeah.
So you don't have to lean across me.
My back's going to be hurting after all that.
We already have kind of a little bit of a weird angle going on here. So
let's see.
But yeah, we fly out Friday. And when you fly out of mid-sized cities like us, you've got to do a little backtracking. So we go from here, Springfield, Missouri, to Chicago, 57-minute layover to O'Hare, which is pretty much just a jog to your next gate. And then a 4-hour flight from Chicago. So it winds up being a big pain in the butt. But
I think we get free drinks, though.
We do. I booked exit row. Go figure. American gives you free drinks on the flight if you're in an exit row, if you've paid for the exit row. So why not pay for the exit row? We need it anyway. I need it for the legroom. So, but yeah, it's going to be a long day of travel because it's going to be literally like 5.5 hours of flying with a layover in the middle. When normally, if we fly direct, it's just 3 hours one way. Yeah. So,
but the times were just not working
Yeah.
for us. Let's see. Shannon Ross said that Conundrum's always a good choice. She used to sell the suds.
yeah,
Um,
Conundrum is awesome.
Papa J says, "Do you guys actively try to tier up your status at any casino? If so, which one?"
Never.
Nope.
We don't anymore. We used to. And now, well, take that back. We are gold with MGM, and it's almost entirely because we have the credit card. It gets you Pearl automatically, but we put pretty much all of our spending on that, and that keeps us gold. And that's a big deal because of the free resort fees.
Yeah.
And we stay mostly at MGM properties, so having free resort fees saves us hundreds of dollars a year. So that's the one we do. At the other places, we don't chase tiers at all. We just play however much we're going to play, and it's getting to be less and less all the time. And
Yeah, it is. And well, it's because we lose and lose. Let's see. Someone says, Apple Blonde says, I have yet to see the Welcome to Fabulous Las Vegas sign. I've been to Vegas several amounts of time. You know, I feel like it's a little overrated.
but I would go there once.
Yeah. But
We've been maybe twice.
Yeah, pro tip, don't wait in line. Just take it from the side. It's honestly just as good as a picture. You don't need to wait in line. Someone will take your picture for you. Don't pay for it. Or unless you want to, but we've only been there, I think, once, haven't we? Or is it twice?
I think we've been there twice.
Just twice, okay.
And the first time was the very first time we came to Vegas. We went to Vegas.
And then let me see some. Is it Deegan, Jenny, and me? Where's your box fan? It's in our bedroom.
We might buy one though on Friday. We don't sleep
worth a damn.
In Vegas. We don't sleep worth a damn at all. And if we have that box fan, it helps.
Yeah, it really does.
We actually have bought one before. I think that was a reference to the Aria video, the Sky Suites video, when you told me. I'm pretty sure that's what that was about.
I'm sure it was.
She told me to call downstairs and ask if they could send us a box fan, and they treated me like I was an idiot for asking for a box fan.
Shannon Ross suggested The Prisoner, the wine. It's a little bit higher price point, but really good. One of the best reds.
Oh, I don't know. This one's getting kind of uncomfortable price-wise.
Oh, someone said, Morgan Coleman says, we went to Flights in Planet Hollywood and it was terrible. We've heard that too.
Yeah,
a couple times.
So those places in the Miracle Mile shops, while they're a great value, while they're a great deal, I wouldn't say value because I have heard some bad things about them. Some of them, like that La Salsa Cantina and maybe Flight. I've heard people enjoy Flight and other people that didn't. But just because it's cheap doesn't necessarily mean it's a good value. Although I will say, I mean, if you're looking for a cheap meal, that is a fantastic place to go. Just because you got like 5 options for $20 or less there at the Miracle Mile shops.
Also, I think she was the one that asked what our worst experience was, but she said if you had to pick your best restaurant experience, oh gosh, that's hard.
Best restaurant experience?
I have a few. I have Carbone at Aria. That
one dinner at Carbone was probably my favorite meal, just from an overall experience, because the food was fantastic. The service was even better, and the ambiance there is amazing.
And like I love like that kind of ambiance. That's my jam, like old school kind of Vegas. I really enjoy. Let's see, steak. I mean, there's so many steakhouses that were excellent too.
Barry's Downtown Prime is the one you want me to go back to.
I really enjoy. So Jordan was a little hungover.
That was a lot.
He was a lot hungover.
It was one of those delayed ones that really kicked in the evening.
So he really didn't have time to appreciate.
Yeah, I mean, the atmosphere at Barry's is awesome. The food looked phenomenal, but I just was not that appetized, if you will. Is that a word? I was not ready for a big meal at that moment. So I'm disappointed that I didn't get to fully experience that one. But that's a great one. Carbone, Barry's. I mean, we love the Golden Steer. We've been there twice, and it is, again, an experience more than it is a great meal. I mean, it's a good meal, but it's a great experience.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like there's just so many great restaurants.
Hiding behind the microphone.
I am sorry. For the Joy of Vegas, we stayed at Park MGM in the Night Hawk Suite and went to a Knights game. Yeah, it's a great place to stay if you're planning on going to a Knights game. It's perfect.
Erica says, did Josh and Rachel pay for sponsored ads? I thought I saw them do that. Well, we did.
We did.
Well, let me rephrase that. We did a sponsored ad. If you guys haven't watched the Planet Hollywood video, there's a cereal commercial in it. And that was kind of my idea. Well, they contacted us. And I said, why not? Let's do one. And we really do like that cereal. Magic Spoon, by the way. I'm not getting paid to say that now. That's over with. Actually, it's not over with. That ad's going to appear in one more video before it's done. So maybe click on the link and buy a box, and then they'll maybe partner with us again.
So someone said, I was thinking about going to Vegas with a friend oh, wait. I cannot see that. I'm not going to say that name correctly.
Where? Who?
Horse kick?
Sure.
I was thinking about going to Vegas with a friend this fall for my 50th. Can you recommend some things to do that are non-gambling? Well, there's tons of, oh my gosh, bars and lounges if that's your scene.
We'll see a show for one.
A show is, I mean, yeah, you can't go wrong with the shows in Las Vegas.
And it depends on what you're into. When did they say they're going?
I think it is, the fall.
Yeah, I don't know if it'll still be around. We're talking about potentially this weekend going to see Love one more time at the Mirage, because it's probably not going to last through the year, and we love the show. And I hate the thought of it not being there anymore, and so we might go see it one more time. Yeah. We were going to go see Absinthe. Well, I talked about it. I said, since we're staying at Caesars, why not go see Absinthe again? We saw Absinthe like in 2016 or something like that.
It's been a while ago.
Long time ago. I pulled it up. Cheapest tickets were $189 per ticket. And that was the cheapest price category, $189. That's before taxes and fees. It would be well over $400 for two people. And I said, she said no. I was like, yeah, and she goes, no. No. But yeah, I mean, I would suggest somebody go see a show if they're not into gambling for sure.
Oh gosh, absolutely. Like I said, there's so many different bars and lounges. There's like a lot of
how about a comedy club?
Comedy. Oh my gosh, yeah. I could recommend. I think. Well, we've been to Brad Garrett's, which was so much fun. We had too much fun. Izzy L says, what's your go-to meal and drink when you're in Vegas? So I think the place that we had been to more than any place to eat is Javier's at Aria. Don't you think?
Yeah, it really is. Well, because it's right on the casino floor. Sometimes we just go in there and just get a margarita and
some
like
chips
some
and
guac.
And yeah.
And so you can go in, sit in the bar without a reservation.
That has definitely been the place I think I have eaten at more than any. Like I even gone there by myself when I've been there for a conference.
I've eaten a Lala Noodle probably 5 times.
I was gonna say Lala Noodle, and then of course the Moneyline Pizza at Aria.
Oh well, yeah.
So
that used to be $5.50. I guess if you add all that together, sure.
Drink wise,
Juniper.
No. She was just asking like, what's our go-to drink?
Oh, what is
like if we're saying, I'm assuming playing on the casino floor. Mine changes honestly.
Stella.
Yeah, Jordan's is like a Stella. I bounce back and forth honestly. Sometimes wine, sometimes champagne, sometimes a mixed drink. Kind of just.
If it's at a table, vodka Red Bull.
Yeah. Someone says, I'm going. Oh, yeah. John Green says, I'm going to St. Patrick's Day, staying at El Cortez. Ever done St. Patty's Day in Vegas? Yes.
Actually, yes.
Because my birthday.
Her birthday is right around there, and we have gone for her birthday several times. So I don't know if I'm sure we've been there actually on St. Patrick's Day, but always for the weekend before or after. I mean, we've done that numerous times, and it's a good time. It's also right around March Madness, which usually kicks off the next week, and that gets even crazier.
Let's see. Gord and Rick says, greetings from Vancouver. See, we've got some more Canada people.
Well, I was thinking Canada people, or do you mean Canadians?
Whatever. Do you plan to stay at Fremont anytime soon? Actually, yes. We've talked about doing.
We just still don't know when.
That's the problem.
And maybe we're wrong here, but our typical stays in Vegas are 3 nights. It's just the way it works for us. Friday, Saturday, Sunday nights. I don't know if we're willing to commit a full 3 nights to downtown, because we don't want to be kind of, for lack of a better term, stranded down there for the entire trip. So one of these times when we've got a 4-night stay, we'll probably do 2 nights on the Strip and 2 nights downtown. And of course, Circa is top of our list down there. We really want to stay at Circa. Yeah. But no, we have never actually stayed downtown. We did rent a room.
We did
at the Golden Gate one time.
Yeah. And it was actually kind of neat.
We paid like $40 for a room because we wanted a place to change clothes after Stadium Swim and before dinner at Barry's.
And we just wanted to film a room downtown.
So we paid $40 for the room. We took a nap in it, we changed our clothes, got ready for dinner, and then walked back across the street to Circa and ate at Barry's. So.
Nando says, hello, Jordan Ashton from Connecticut. It's freezing here. That sucks. It's actually been really nice here.
It has. We've only had one like big cold snap this winter, and it lasted about 10
It's actually
days,
been super nice. It was 64 degrees here today. It was funny because it was 64 yesterday, but Monday we got like 5 inches of snow.
Mm-hmm.
So, there you go. That's Missouri weather.
And then it was
for you.
gone within 24 hours.
Yeah. I don't know what I just did.
What are you doing?
Well, I lost my place.
Oh no. Well, if you're having to go, George is in the chat. See now, how far back are you going?
Know.
How far back are you going? I don't think you can go that far back.
Okay, I'm gonna start. I'm sorry, guys. I just screwed everything up. So
George is in the chat. Gambling Granny is in. She just tagged us in a post that's saying it sticks out. See, I see that one. What's up, Granny? Hey, George. George, you driving tonight?
Hi, George.
Watching in between rides, perhaps. See you on Friday.
Ellis says, do you think the Rio renovations will bring the classic back? So we saw a video on Jaycation, I think, that was showing a renovated room.
We've seen 2 or 3.
Yeah. And it was okay. I felt like it was not.
It's bland.
Yeah. I don't know.
Very bland. I mean, I'm glad that they're doing it, and I hope the food hall looks really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Their food hall just opened. So if they're gonna raise the level of the casino and the shopping and all that up to that level, I think then maybe they can work. I don't know though that those rooms that we saw, they're very plain. It's almost like they didn't even hire a decorator. Yeah. I mean, it's like a taupe box.
I would love for it to come back. I think it'd be awesome because
they're all suites and they're huge rooms. Like I feel like they could have done so much more with it. I mean, I'm hopeful. I don't want to see the place fade away. Mm-hmm. It looks awesome from the outside. I mean, Caesars like let the building just rot. Like, the lights didn't even work on the outside. The glass was all streaked up. At least the new owners have it looking good from the outside. And they're working on it. I don't think they have enough money. No. The amount of money they've allocated for it is not enough, but
Chris Blake, nice last name, talked with Jordan once when he was walking to the Sphere during the live stream. Otherwise, my first time interacting. Nice to meet you both, and thanks for this. How often are you in Las Vegas these days?
I seem to recall that.
Is that when you were like the shining moment? You were walking around.
Well, that was that live stream, yeah. When I got kind of lost in the hallway.
Yeah, that was funny.
I went down the wrong hall, and amazingly, there were like 100 people on the live stream. How many we got on tonight? 180.
Yeah.
What's up? 55 likes. By the way, guys, hit that like button. Let's get that up to 100. Hopefully that'll increase the reach a little bit, and we'll get a few more on.
AC says another Canada people here just watching
another
silent.
Canada people.
Okay, I had a long day at work. Okay, I swear. Yeah. Yeah, you said Gambling Granny.
You got Panjo's in here.
Oh my gosh, I did it again.
No, you didn't.
I didn't.
No,
okay.
It didn't move. I don't know what you think you're doing. I'm looking right at the thing. It didn't slide at all.
I swear it did.
No, I'm looking at it. I was looking at Panjo's comment. It's right there. So it didn't move.
Oh.
So anyway.
For the Joy of Vegas, what did you guys do for the Super Bowl? Yay, Chiefs.
All right. So we've got friends that live in the neighborhood here. They're also huge Chiefs fans. They live practically just right around the corner. Super Bowl 54, we watched at their house. Chiefs won. Super Bowl 55 was kind of a pandemic year, and we watched it here at our house by ourselves, and they lost. So Super Bowl 57, we said we got to go back over to their house, and guess what? The Chiefs won again. So Super Bowl 58, we said there's no doubt we're coming to your house for the Super Bowl. We just invited ourselves. So we're now 3-0 in Super Bowls when we watch it at our friend's house. I can't do it in a crowd.
Jordan can't handle it.
It has to be other hardcore fans. I need to be able to hear the TV. I need to be able to focus on what's going on. So I can't watch it in a crowd or in a public place or anything like that. So that's what we've done the last, 3 out of the 4.
Mm-hmm.
So
Dale DeGaulle, I think that's what he said. He said Downtown Grand is offering a buy 2 get 1 free night free.
That is also a place that I'd really like to check out. A lot of YouTubers have done videos there, and it just looks cool. And I'm not into $1 blackjack. That wouldn't excite me at all. But I mean, it's pretty cool that they do that, and the place looks really neat.
Yeah. Let's see. Crystal said, "Have you guys thought of getting a portable sound machine rather than the box fan? They have a really small rechargeable ones that are better." So, I'm not kidding you guys. I know I am such a freaking diva when it comes to like nighttime routine. So I will say when I have not got the fan, I use like an app on my phone, like a sound machine app, which does pretty good.
It's not.
He doesn't like it, but it's better than nothing in my opinion.
I'm the type, so I don't sleep well in hotel period because I'm the type that I have to, if I hear anything, a noise in the hallway, a door slamming, anything, I have to restart trying to fall asleep again. And so I like a big loud
And
box
we're
fan because it drowns everything
yeah,
out.
and being from the Midwest, it's obviously the time change. We're up at like 5 a.m.
That's the other thing. Yeah, our body clocks are 2 hours ahead. So when it's 6 in Vegas, it feels like 8 and we can't sleep anymore. So I'm always up. And you get mad at me because I'll get up at 6 and just go sit by the window or something like that. And you'll be like, well, I would have liked to have slept more, but you were up.
Yeah.
That happens every
JC
time.
Reed says, "Dang, resort fees $50 now in some places. Yeah, it's expensive."
And that's another reason why we like that MGM credit
It
card
really
so much.
helps us out.
Keeps us gold and keeps us from having to pay that. So
Clark Milligan says, "Heading back to Vegas on Tuesday for my birthday week from Scotland. If you go downtown, I didn't mean to cuss, but if I did, Cheap Shot Cabaret is fun. I don't know. Have we played something like that before? No, probably not. But coming from Scotland, how long are you going to be there for? That's a long way for."
The Youngs from St. Louis, any casino freebies left? I don't know of any. When I went to the Palms, I got a cool like water bottle, like a acrylic Palms water bottle for signing up for the Players Club. But yeah, there used to be, every place used to give you something when you signed up for a Players Club account for the first time, like a deck of cards or something cool. And you don't see much of that anymore. I mean, heck, you're lucky to get $5 free play.
Yeah, that's no joke.
So
Mark K says, "Cheers from Denver. Good grief. Any suggestions for food or drinks before a T-Mobile event?"
If you like
Tom's Urban or whatever it's called now.
It's called Tom's Watch Bar now. Yeah, Tom's Watch Bar. We haven't been there since it changed to Tom's Watch Bar.
I think
we always enjoyed that.
Yeah, it's right there, which is nice.
And if you like Asian food, as we mentioned earlier, La La Noodle is right there on the park. We like that one a lot too. I mean, Beer House serves food, but we've never had it. But that's a super cool place to hang out before any T-Mobile event is Beer House.
Someone says, "Do you guys plan your trips out for the year or do you just fit it in whenever it works?" Honestly, we kind of plan, but really we fit it in whenever it works. He can go a lot easier than I can. Someone asked if we're both full-time workers. Yes. And that's the issue, is it's a lot harder for me to get off than it is.
Yeah. Well, honestly, we don't usually have Honestly, we don't usually have a trip booked more than about 2 months in advance. Yeah. We have an idea, like we're going to need to go. I say need to, like we have to space it out to get content for YouTube. So we need to go, at least one of us every 2 months, roughly. So we kind of have an idea when we're going to want to. And then we usually book a couple months out. So definitely not, we're definitely not planned out for the whole year. We're not like Josh and Rachel, who are in the chat here, who take 73 trips a year and have to have them, and they need a slide rule to figure out when those are all going to fit in.
Oh Lord.
18 cruises.
But we get to see them this weekend.
Yep.
Yeah, get to hang out. I'm excited.
Yep.
Someone said, "What do we do for work?" I'm in healthcare, so that's why it's hard for me to get off. So and then he says
I'm in banking.
Yeah, he's in accounting, this guy or this lady. So
I'm in banking, she's in healthcare. My job's a lot more flexible as long as I have. She's got patients, so her schedule needs to be planned out. Her work schedule needs to be planned out at least a couple of months in advance. Yeah. So it's a lot harder. That's why you guys see me on solo trips. Well, number one, she's not as keen about being in the videos and working so hard when we're in Vegas. And number two, I can get out there a lot more easily, and I can go during the week. I've got a ton of vacation time, so.
Let's see.
My solo trips are always Monday to Friday, and our together trips are always Friday to Monday. So
the aviator in Vegas said, "Happy Valentine's Day." Thank you.
Why, thank
Happy
you.
Valentine's Day to you as well.
Cheers.
Cheers. Someone said, can we agree? Or let's see, Gambler72 says, thanks for the live stream. Can we agree that Vidar is possibly the best and perhaps most underrated pool? Okay.
The pool?
Yeah. So
I've never been to their pool.
I have. I went there.
I know.
Here's the problem. I was so hungover that I couldn't enjoy it. So I'll just be very honest with you.
It's kind of small, their pool.
It's small, but it's
a smaller hotel.
I will say it's got plenty of chairs and lots of shade. Like there's several umbrellas all over the area, which is awesome. That gets a plus in my book. But I heard a dog.
I did. I heard a dog.
Like I said, I was so hungover that day. I just it was not the best review.
There's George. What did George say? Now that time you did just fly down the way. Yeah, you scrolled really far.
Sorry.
Keep going till you see George. There he is.
Okay.
Hi, George. He says he's working a little bit.
Happy Valentine's Day.
That's the best
See
way
you
to do it.
Friday. Hello from Glasgow, Scotland. Have you tried Rick's barbecue from Pawn Stars? No, we haven't.
Rick's Roll and Smoke. No, and I almost got some at T-Mobile because they've got a stall at T-Mobile. They've got one at Allegiant Stadium. Mm-hmm. I'm more likely to try it that way than to probably go there. Mm-hmm. His actual, I don't know if he's got more than one, but the main one's like right by the pawn shop, isn't it?
Yeah, I think
we have been to the pawn shop. Now that's been years
ago.
A long
time ago.
That was back when the show was like in its prime. And we did meet a couple of the cast members, like the lower key cast members. But no, we've not had his barbecue. I've heard good things about him. Like he tends the bar there a lot, and he's there interacting with customers a lot. So that's pretty cool.
And hello from Glasgow. I have someone that I know that's from Glasgow. So, sorry, I'm trying.
Do you know where you're at?
Yes.
So anyway, this weekend we're staying at Caesars, and we're also going to use George's service. George's not going to be there for this particular trip, but we are going to be going and making a video, going around town in George's limo, and we're going to be going to several different places. We're going to go to several different iconic dive bars in Vegas and put them all in the same video. So that one's going to be fun. And Josh and Rachel are going to be along for the ride. So that's going to be fun. I hope I don't just totally screw up that video because I think it's going to be fun. I know it's going to be fun.
It's going to be so much fun.
That might be the problem. That might be the problem. It might wind up being too much fun. And then it just winds up being haphazard, like that last video that we put out. The last video that I put out.
Morgan Coleman says, how do you think the new Hard Rock will go when everything is finally renovated and transferred over? I'm excited for it.
I'm still, it's a little bit, it's going kind of slowly. Like they haven't made any progress on that whatsoever.
No, but I'm excited to, I think, I like the Mirage, don't get me wrong, but I think that, Vegas is always changing and it's always exciting.
I think the Guitar Hotel is going to be a cool addition to the skyline. I'm not that partial to the volcano. I like it. It's okay. I'm not like save the volcano kind of guy. So I'm kind of excited. I mean, the Mirage needs, the rooms are way worn out. So it needs a top to bottom remodel. I kind of wish it could retain some of the character, the tropical thing. But it needs a lot of work. So, I mean, I think it's a good thing.
Chris Blake says, if you go to Vegas with someone who hasn't been before, what things, places, or meals are you the most excited to show them? Oh, gosh.
He's over here knocking on the door. All the dogs are out there. Sorry. This might be the opportune. Yeah. He's playing with them on land. Might be the opportune time to introduce you guys to somebody. He's a new addition to the Show Me Vegas household.
Yeah. He's awfully cute.
What about me?
We've shown you off before.
Flurry, you've been on camera before. This, he blends right into my black shirt. This is Hugo. Hugo was born in October. Yeah. He is our little boy Frenchie. And Flurry, let me show the inspiration. Flurry, come here. Come here. Come here. She's pulling away from me.
He's having to chase her underneath the
Are
table.
you camera shy?
She's been on here before.
She has, but she's going to feel left out if we get Hugo up here. This is Fleury, named after Marc-Andre Fleury, goaltender, formerly of the Vegas Golden Knights. She was the inspiration for us to get a second one. And this one, we got a little girl and a little boy. And our son is having to keep them away from, she's like falling asleep up here, or she doesn't like the bright light. She was biting him. All right, you guys got to go off camera and get them out of here.
Enough with that. We just had to show you our cute dogs.
No, well, yeah, but he's gonna. Okay, if you can keep him down.
So as far as Chris Blake's question, things, places, meals. That's so hard. There's just
I'm sorry,
so
what
much
was the question?
about like if you go with someone that's never been, what are things, places, or meals?
Oh, you know,
So-
we've hardly done that.
No,
we hardly go
But
with
you know, I
anybody
could tell you
anymore.
one spot I would take someone just for the view alone would be Brewdog, the top of Brewdog, for like the view, I think, of Vegas, like the strip would be awesome. Dining, oh my gosh. I mean, there's so many different dining options from, obviously more affordable to more high end. And there's so many more lounges and like speakeasies now than what there used to be. They're not really
Yeah.
secretive anymore, but
Yeah, I don't know if it'd be Brewdog. Like if I were taking somebody downtown, we would have to go up to the top of Circa to go to Legacy Club.
Mhm.
I think that's the coolest lounge.
it is
I think that's the
really
coolest lounge I've ever been to.
neat. It's really cool.
That would be one place I'd want to take somebody, because somebody coming to Vegas for the first time, I think you need to see Fremont Street.
Oh yeah.
If you're going to go down there, I think that's a great place to go while you're there.
Someone said thoughts on the upcoming Venetian changing their players club format.
I don't know much about it,
I don't either.
honestly. I have a card there. We hardly go there, and not because we don't like it. I really like the Venetian. I like Venetian Palazzo. We've never stayed there, and we're going to eventually. The problem is we get comps at MGM resorts. We have halfway decent comps at Caesars properties, and Venetian is really expensive. And so it's hard to give up your comps at another hotel to go pay $400 a night to stay at a different place. And so one of these days, we're just going to have to bite the bullet, and we're going to have to pay $1,000 for a room for the weekend and just stay at the Venetian and see what kind of offers we get after that. But we don't gamble there very much, so I don't really know much about their players club.
And then someone said, do you think MGM comps are the best?
I mean, they have been for us.
For us, they have, but it's just because we don't play as much at like.
And I honestly do think they value loyalty, and I don't know how they factor it in. But like I mentioned earlier, we gamble less and less all the time when we go to Vegas, and our MGM comps stay pretty solid.
They stay pretty consistent. Yeah.
And our level, like I said, our gold tier is merely because we spend so much money on our credit card that we get tier credits that way. We don't earn that gold status through gambling at all,
No.
and we still get pretty good comps from them. So they have been for us.
For the Joy Vegas said Greenberg's Deli, New York. I love Greenberg's Deli. Yeah. It is wonderful.
Yeah.
It's like
we can split a sandwich for $18,
and it is very much like Vegas, New York vibes. Like when we went to the deli in New York, it's very similar.
Can you hand me the wine
now? Rachel said that was that's what she said.
I think I even missed it because I'm sure I was go figure, but I was talking.
No. I think it was from earlier whenever I said it's hard to get me up.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, that's.
You're too embarrassed to say.
No, I'm too embarrassed. Vic says, appreciate the video of keeping people breaking into your room, stuffing the crack between the door and floor, and battery operated door alarm. Yeah, that was I was solo that trip as far as Jordan was not with me. So that.
Except for a lot of people wanted to point out that there was somebody in the corner of your room.
It was someone that was at the conference and she was helping me film. So I promise I was actually solo. Let's see. And actually, it's funny. So in one spot when I was talking about the mace, like the keychain mace, it was a little awkward because I had some homeless gentleman literally approaching me at that very second. And I was like, I may be able to demonstrate this. I didn't say that, but anyway.
Drew asks, is YouTube pay? Oh my gosh, you keep doing that.
I just did it.
Drew asks, does YouTube pay well enough for the trips to be free? Well, yes and no. I mean, I guess it depends on how you look at it. We spend more money going to Vegas than we used to because we're trying new things for videos and that sort of thing. It certainly does not, at this level, it certainly does not pay like a job, but it certainly subsidizes our trips to a great degree. Yes. I mean, I can't, about as in depth as I can get into it. It comes pretty close. Yeah. But we make a lot more trips than we used to, and our other travel has really taken a hit. Like we want to go so many other places, but we feel like we have to keep going to Vegas just to keep this going because we need a video every week, or else the channel falls off a cliff.
Okay,
and it
guys.
definitely does.
And I kind of lost my spot a little bit again. I'm sorry.
Why don't you let me work?
Well,
on
hold
this?
on. I'm gonna, someone asked if those are collectible chips behind us. Yes, they are.
Well, they're all. I mean, they're real chips.
Well, yeah, they're real chips.
Yeah. This is essentially the entire strip. $1 chips from pretty much the entire strip. I do have a collection of chips from the MGM Grand because that was the first place I ever stayed in Vegas. So I have a whole bunch of those. We got a lot of dice and cards and stuff back here too.
Someone asked.
Room keys. A lot of room keys.
Steve's Live Music said, "What was your favorite spot at Fontainebleau? Going there in July for friends or birthday?" Restaurant wise, I liked Don's Prime. Is it Don's Prime? Is that what
Don's Prime.
That was probably my favorite restaurant.
A lot of the place wasn't open yet.
Yeah, there was definitely things that weren't open.
And I'll tell you what's going to be what should be, if they do it right, should be the best venue at that entire place is that rooftop lounge. Yeah. I say rooftop, it's indoors, but it's all the way to the top. It's the tallest building in Vegas, and it points right south down the strip. And it's still not, I can't believe they opened that building without getting that done. I mean, all the stuff they got finished and didn't get that finished. They don't even have a name for it yet, from what I understand, but the rooftop bar there is going to be the place to be.
Bar wise, we really liked Azul, was awesome. Mm-hmm. And what was the drink that you had?
I don't remember what it was called.
It was so good. It was so unique, but it was amazing. But Azul, it's like a tequila bar, and it was fun.
That was cool. And I've heard some other people complain about the sports book. It's called the Tavern.
Now we're not talking about the nachos.
I'm not talking about the nachos. We did not get the nachos. We didn't actually get any food. I just walked through it. I think the Tavern's really cool. It's their sports book. It's a restaurant bar on the outside. The sports book is at the back of it. So you have to, I guess that is a little awkward having to walk through the restaurant to get to the sports book, but I think that's a cool place. That is a place I would hang out on an NFL Sunday and watch football or March Madness or anything like that.
Ellis says, what are any value airlines good to take to Las Vegas? Honestly, we typically take Allegiant just because we're from a smaller area, so that's what's available.
I feel like we should be paid. I feel like we should be sponsored by Allegiant.
I really do too.
This channel would not exist if it wasn't for Allegiant Air. Because it's our only direct flight to Vegas out of our airport.
And it's the cheapest option by far.
And we've flown them 30, 35 times, not just to Vegas, but to Florida, Arizona, all over the place. And I would say if that's an option for you, I wouldn't avoid it. The horror stories about Allegiant are not true. As far as
I've had 2 cancellations now. But out of all the times I've flown them, I've flown them.
That's going to happen on any airline.
I know. I've flown, oh my gosh, I couldn't tell you how many times with them. And there's been twice that I've had just only an issue.
We flew Spirit one time, not to Vegas. Not Spirit. No, that was Frontier. That was Frontier. Yeah. It was pretty bare bones, but we got there on time, actually early.
Yeah.
In a snowstorm.
Okay, someone said, of all the resorts, let's see. Steve Brown says, of all the resorts you've stayed at, what is your favorite?
Well, I think this is an easy one. I was going to say, this is an easy one.
The Wynn.
So that's a little preview of the next video to come out is about Encore. Encore or Wynn, the whole place it's like Venetian and Palazzo. It's really one resort. They're connected. Mm-hmm. They technically have their own casinos, but it's all one property. Nobody does it better than Wynn, and I don't think anybody ever will. Fontainebleau thought that they were going to jump in and compete with Wynn, and that's been kind of a disaster so far.
Not quite yet. As far as like more, I don't want to say this, but I guess more budget friendly hotels on the strip. I would say for me, I really like Park MGM.
We talk, I feel like we talk about it too much, and I think sometimes and I don't want people on YouTube or people that watch our YouTube videos to get Park MGM fatigue, but we really love it. And again, we said this a million times. It has some sentimental value too, because the first time we went to Vegas together, we stayed at the Monte Carlo. But we just like the atmosphere at Park MGM for a place that's inexpensive. We love the atmosphere there. But as far as best property, favorite property, I mean, it's Wynn all day, but you got to be ready to open your wallet for everything there, not just the room.
For sure. Someone said, I saw something just a second ago. Hold on. Kevin said, going to Vegas for the first time in May with my family. What do you guys think is the best of time on the Strip? Was looking at Sinatra or Carbone. Oh, Carbone, hands down, Carbone.
We honestly didn't really care for Sinatra.
That was actually, there we go. Whoever asked earlier, Sinatra was a huge disappointment to us.
It was. Well, my food was phenomenal.
Your food was great.
Your food.
Mine was.
Your food was the most pedestrian lasagna.
I can make a better lasagna, and I'm not a good cook. Honest to God, like truly, it was.
And Sinatra is so loud.
So loud. Like if you're going there and you think it's going to be a really intimate, romantic,
and it should be
so loud.
If it's a Sinatra themed restaurant, it should be laid back, quiet, cozy atmosphere. It's like being at the Bacchanal buffet.
It is so loud. It just echoes there.
I don't understand how they made it so loud.
So whoever asked that,
and everybody says that. Everybody who eats there says that.
Whoever asked that is it. That's the one that I was probably the most disappointed in.
Yeah, but I think they said worst.
Well, I was the most disappointed. I expected something completely different.
My food was really good. But
yeah, you had good food. Mine was
expensive.
Not great. I had the lasagna. Don't get the lasagna. It was not good. I'm sorry. Like it just wasn't.
Maybe it was an off day.
Maybe it was. Maybe it was an off day.
Maybe
I don't
the
know.
chef was out and somebody said, "Oh, I know how to make this."
Rachel said she's so excited for the dive bars. We are too.
Yeah, that's gonna be awesome. Jason asks, "How many total trips to Vegas?" Fellow Vegasaholic here. Trip number 46 for me in a month. Love your content. Keep it up. So, it's about 30. We've had. I think this is our 20. I think this weekend will be our 29th together. I've been a few times solo since the YouTube thing started and a couple before I met her. So 34 for me, something like that. 30 for her, somewhere in that ballpark.
Let's see. Caesar, M&D says Caesar's is confusing to get around. It is so confusing. And it's just because we've never stayed there. So
I'm going to find out here in a couple of days, but I think I understand it now. I think I know how to get anywhere I want to go in there.
I don't know where I'm at anywhere.
You can bet there's going to be a complete walkthrough tour on YouTube on the channel that comes out of that. And that's going to be probably the most challenging one I've ever had to film. Planning a route through there that makes any kind of sense and makes a decent video is going to be pretty tough. So yeah, somebody else asked and I missed it. What made us decide to stay at Caesar's this time? Basically just because we've never been there before.
We've always wanted to try it.
We're kind of trying to work our way through all of the MGM and Caesar's places. And of course, then we've added Wynn and Fontainebleau to that. Caesar's is the one that if you're going to stay at a Caesar's property, I mean, that's the one you need to say you've been to. So I think finally we just said it's time to check that one off the list.
Let's see. Tom Little. What are we hearing about the Tim?
I'm not hearing anything.
I don't hear anything about it.
I see on some other like news videos that they filed for some permits, but like I don't know that they're anywhere close to going vertical with that thing. I think they've done a little bit of dirt work maybe for parking and stuff, but that's obviously still a few years away. I think it's going to be cool. It's going to beat the heck out of that Tex-Mex restaurant that's there.
Yeah. Does Fontainebleau have a chance when they want to compete with upscales like Wynn and Cosmo? The negative press doesn't help, like the exit or
Nacho Gate.
Well, supposedly they've corrected the nachos. I can't speak to that, but they have some work to do for sure. I think.
The worst thing about the place is the location. They're behind the 8 ball immediately, and it's going to be 10 years before that can be fixed, and they can't fix it.
The one thing
the neighborhood has to just come alive, and that's a problem. And that's the other thing, trying to draw that upper crust clientele down to that neighborhood right across the street from Circus, a sidewalk that I'm uncomfortable walking on by myself. That's a bad place to be if you're wanting to be a 5-star compete with Wynn type of place. I think the place
it's beautiful.
I think it's nice enough. It's not as nice as Wynn. The rooms aren't as nice as Wynn's rooms. They're more modern. They're decorated a little differently, but
I think it kind of rubbed me the wrong way. So when we went out there for the opening weekend, the first night is only when they were doing tier matching.
Yeah, but they're doing it again.
They're
now.
doing. I'm sorry, I'm getting ready to say. But now they're having to kind of do it. I think.
Yeah,
So,
they've totally. Well, they clearly. What's weird is they brought in all these execs from Wynn, seasoned Vegas executives, and they have totally botched everything
yeah.
from the rewards program to the nachos to just everything about the property. They've totally botched, and then it makes you wonder why all these people are leaving. Maybe they're not being listened to. Maybe they're all their ideas have been vetoed, and they're like, "Forget it. I don't want to work here if you don't want to listen to what I have to say." I don't know. It's got a long road ahead of it, but so did Resorts World when it opened, and we love Resorts World.
Yeah. Steve Brown says Old Red for View. Yeah, actually, that's one place we do want to go is Old Red.
Yeah, I'm not sure when we're going to get there, but we're going to try
We
to
would
go
love to,
there.
yeah.
I don't know if it'll be a complete like a video only about it. I wish, because those went well. The people who got there first and put out YouTube videos on Old Red did really well. It looks cool. We're not even country music fans at all, but the place looks
I mean, I know we're
awesome.
from Missouri.
The place looks awesome, and I can put up with the music if I don't like the music, if the place is cool enough.
Griffin says your room is set up awesome. Love the whole vibe. The casino chip collection is really cool. Get a Tropicana chip this trip if you don't have one already. I think
I've got some old school Tropicana. So I've bought chips on eBay in the past. Like when I
one. Here's one.
Oh yeah, that's a current one.
Yeah.
Like I don't have to say that I went and got this chip myself. I mean, I've been to all these casinos, yes, but like a lot of places will only let you buy chips at the table. You can't just walk up to the cage and say I want to pay $1 for a $1 chip. So some of these I've gotten off of eBay, and yes, I'm hoping to get into Tropicana on a solo trip just before it closes this spring. And so, yes, I might just go to a blackjack table, buy $100 worth of chips, and ask for a whole bunch of denoms, and then just keep them. I don't know. We'll see.
Josh and Rachel said they're checking out Old Red tomorrow. Super excited. Saying this in reference to the Brewdog wreck. Yeah, well, wish we could be there.
I'm paying no attention. I got the microphone in my way. We did get over 100 likes on the video. Thank you, guys.
Yay.
And 213 people watching currently. So that's pretty cool. Pretty good turnout.
Yeah.
If you haven't hit that like button, go ahead and hit it. I just kicked the dog. She's now underneath us.
She's still here?
Yeah, she's me.
Let's see.
And by the way, guys, if you put a comment in there or a question and
I'm
we missed it,
sorry.
sorry. She's really scrolled past them.
I'm not really good at it
I
either.
should have gotten the mouse. There's another like. Couple more, 120, 121.
Ellis says, do you think Wayne Newton and Donny Osmond shows are worth seeing? So I can't speak to Donny Osmond, but I really enjoyed the Wayne Newton show.
That's funny.
We loved it.
We were the youngest people.
We were totally
at
the youngest
Wayne's
people.
show, probably by 15 years.
Yeah, but it was fun.
And that's at Flamingo in that little cabaret showroom, whatever they call it. I think they call it the Wayne Newton Theater now, but it's this tiny little showroom.
It was really intimate.
Practically the size of this room.
Now, I have to admit, you gotta like people because you're gonna be sitting like this.
And like COVID was still a thing too.
We had to wear masks, I think, didn't we?
No,
or no?
No, that was over. So but a lot of people some people were still uncomfortable. And yeah, you're with a stranger like this and that little, I mean, it was crazy. But Wayne,
he was awesome,
incredibly talented.
My gosh!
And at that age, to still be able to sing play the guitar and play the piano and play the banjo.
Everything. And then he brought up like old videos of him as a kid. It was really cool. I would see that one again.
I don't know that I'd go see Donny Osmond because I don't think I would know. I don't know what his songs are. I don't know what he plays. I don't know that I would. So Wayne, we would.
That energy.
What energy?
What energy?
Yeah.
But seriously, he was good. He's a little creepy looking, but if you can get past that, he's awesome.
Had 73 plastic surgeries.
Yeah. Do you feel that the north end of the strip is going to be the future? I think that it's trending that way, but I think that Circus will have to.
Yeah, I don't know that it's ever going to be. I mean, I think it'll come back. I don't think it's ever going to like shift the focus of the strip from south to north. But I do think that that's going to eventually all fill in. I do think they're talking about Wynn West. They're thinking about developing their land. There was that where the Riviera used to be. There's a lot there that was supposedly going to be a casino, and now that's fallen through some like Brazilian businessman. But just it needs a couple more places to make the sidewalk walkable, and then I think it'll be just like the South Strip. I mean, maybe not as popular, but I think it'll be good. I do think, but I think it's going to be. I think it's still 10 years away.
Someone said, how tough was it starting and maintaining an active Vegas YouTube channel without living there? Was it easier or harder than you anticipated? Harder.
It was a lot harder.
Yeah.
I've said this before, and if we didn't start when we did, I don't think we ever would have made it. Mm-hmm. I think was so much competition now, especially in this Vegas arena. If we tried to start one now, I don't think we'd even get off the ground. We just kind of luckily got in right at the last minute to succeed, and it was hard. The videos are bad at the beginning. Please don't go back all the way to the beginning and watch them. But I refuse to take them down because you kind of need to remember where you came from. And I'm not saying they're like professional now, but they're a lot better. Sometimes we watch our old videos on a Saturday night or something after a couple of drinks. Beverages. And then we just laugh, cry, because sometimes we're like, oh my gosh, this is so bad. I can't believe somebody hit subscribe while watching that. But I'm glad they did.
Yeah.
And subscribers are hard to come by now. I mean, we're growing slower now than we were the last 6 months. It's tough.
Ellis says, would you recommend mid-level Luxor Harris Flamingo over Value Excalibur Circus level? Oh yeah, for sure.
Luxor over.
Luxor. What does he
say it again? What?
Nothing. Luxor Harris Flamingo over Excalibur Circus level. I think out of all those, I would stay at Luxor more than any of them.
I would. And we all know that I did not have a good time at Flamingo. So I can't say, I like hanging out there, but I did not enjoy staying there. Harris is okay. It's just kind of forgettable. Luxor's location sucks, but I like the place. So yeah, I think out of those, honestly, I think I would pick Luxor.
Clark says no more wine for Ashton. Well, Clark, I'm just going to keep on drinking.
She gets a little tongue-tied no matter what.
I really do. Do you guys have any inside information on when the Cosmo will change over?
Well, they were supposed to be doing it in April, and they've already changed that again. So no.
Yeah, I have no idea.
I've got no clue.
Gambler and Granny says she also uses Allegiant. Yes, us too.
We have an Encore up in Boston. Yeah, that and it's kind of like a miniature Vegas version, that Encore in Boston. That's pretty cool. I had a terrible experience at Park MGM, unfortunately. Walls are paper thin. See, I hear that a lot. Mm-hmm. We've not ever had any problem like hearing our neighbors there.
No, I think we have typically always been towards the end.
Maybe we're just lucky with what neighbors we get too. I mean, if you get somebody that's loud next door, sometimes it doesn't matter where you're staying.
You have to try the espresso martini at, I'm going to pronounce this, Steve, wrong, Cathedral, or however you say it.
Yeah.
He gets mad because I can never say it right. At Aria. Yeah, I would love to do that. I do like espresso martinis.
Have you been to Seven Magic Mountains? No, and that's because we never have a car. Is that the original? We didn't miss anything, did we? Is that the original? No. JC Reed for wine and dog treats. Sorry, we missed. I don't know why the Siri just popped up there on the computer.
I just did it.
JC Reed, super chat, $20. Thank you so much. We missed that, and you might not even be on anymore. I just now saw it at the top of the screen. Wine and dog treats. That's we
Flurry and Hugo say thank you.
We go through a fair amount of both.
Someone says, "Are you guys married?"
Yes. Yeah.
10 years.
It's actually going to be 10 years here in about 2 months.
Yeah.
Trying to figure out what we're going to do for our 10th. Can we get Siri off of there? Why is it listening to us?
They're always listening.
Yeah.
Always. We're talking about maybe going to like Sonoma or Napa Valley. We don't know.
Yes. Married in 2014.
Yeah.
Almost 10 years ago.
I do not know what is going on.
Yeah. See, I could. A little Siri thing where you're on a MacBook and Siri just popped up with like a paragraph. The last 500 words we just spoke were typed out there. And she said, I didn't get that. Could you say that again?
M.A. Fitzgerald, do you prefer Monte Carlo before the update to Park MGM or as it is now?
now?
I think I like it now better, honestly. I say that because Monte Carlo was the first place I ever actually stayed in Vegas. So I do have. I feel like the casino is still very similar though.
I love the non-smoking.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, that's
for us that's a big.
We're
thing.
not smokers, so I love the air at Park MGM. Literally, when you walk in the doors, you just take a deep breath, and it's just like relaxing. I love that. And I like the restaurants they've got there.
Mhm.
And I like the casino. They kept the casino floor kind of this, like the ceiling is the same, but the colors are all different, but it's still a nice, relaxing place to hang out. I think I like it now better than I did before. There's some parts of it I miss.
Yeah.
Like the pool, the wave
I did
pool,
like the pool better.
and Lazy
Yeah.
River was cool. The pub, we loved the pub. So that's a shame that that's not there anymore. But overall, I'm happy with the way it turned out.
Someone said, if you Crystal Lynn says, if you get lost at Caesars, just follow the wall. Eventually you'll come across an exit. Don't ask how I learned this. I won't ask. I'll just assume. I'll assume. Yeah, I listen, I get lost even at a property I've been at 100 times. So
I think I tell this story on every live stream, but I got to tell it again because probably the second time we ever stayed at Aria, you know how if you stayed at Aria, you know how the towers intersect each other, kind of like at this weird angle. So if you get up on the higher floors, there are hallways that intersect each other and it's like an X. Ashton goes up to the room before me. I'm playing blackjack. And she's like, I'm going to go ahead and go up to the room, get ready for dinner. I'll see you up there. I play blackjack for like 10 more minutes, maybe 15. And I'm like, are you sure you know how to get to the room? She's like, yeah, no problem. I'll get there. Like 10 to 15 minutes later, I finally decide it's time for me to go up. I come up, I get off the elevator, and I head down our hallway. And I'm walking down the hallway, and you know how these hallways intersect. You can look through the elevator lobby and see the other hallway. I turn and I head up the right hallway, and I look across the elevator lobby, and I see her just strolling, going the wrong direction in the wrong hallway. I just happened to see her. It's a good thing I saw her, or else she never. I don't know if she just thought she was just gonna roam the halls until you found the right room number. But
I figured out. I would have found it eventually.
You had to be there, but the fact that it was that long and I just happened to see her strolling the wrong way down the wrong hall. It's good times.
I once remember you couldn't get your belt off. So
I got to the room, didn't I?
Yeah, well, couldn't get your belt off. So
the confusing belt, it's mechanical.
Ron V says, what's your thoughts on Cosmo? I really like Cosmo. I think it has a lot to offer as far as restaurants and bars and lounges. The food court is good. So it's got, like I said, kind of everything. So I really like the Cosmo. It's got a good vibe. Gordon Ramsay Pub is a very good spot for lunch. You've been there, so.
Gordon Ramsay Pub.
Haven't we? No, we've not. Just kidding.
No. We talked about it on this trip.
That's right.
But we decided not to because we're going to eat at 2 other Gordon Ramsay restaurants, and he kind of has almost the same menu at all his restaurants.
Yeah.
So we thought, why do a third one when it's beef Wellington? The same 5 or 6 items are kind of his signature at all his restaurants. So
Matt says, going to stay at Park MGM, any must-try restaurants nearby you recommend?
Well, we've been through that one a few times, but Lala Noodle for sure.
Best Friend,
and we've still never eaten there.
I know, but
I would recommend.
So many things.
I will recommend. It's on the bucket list. But I'll recommend it based on other people's recommendations alone. I mean, I've never heard a bad thing about Best Friend, and I can't believe we haven't eaten there. I mean, that's a must. Around there. Over at Aria, there are a large number of phenomenal restaurants, which is connected indoors. So anything over at Aria, Catch, Javier's, Carbone,
John George's, which I don't really actually. That was another one.
Yeah.
That
was also a very disappointing experience.
I'm like, oh my gosh, there it was.
We ate there. We ate at John George Steakhouse at Aria on a foodie tour, and just what the food we got there was just really disappointing, especially the steak.
The best thing was the
dessert. The steak should be the best thing. Oh, the dessert was awesome. The steak should be the best thing. There's another super chat. Robert Jimenez, $5. Thank you so much. Good evening. I'm in Vegas right now. How often do we come to Vegas every year? Well, I was in Vegas 6 times last year and 6 times the year before. I think you were there about
And
4
4 to
times
5,
each
yeah.
year. Yeah, so anywhere from 4 to 6 times a year. That's what it takes.
Tom Little says, "Gotta love Ashton keeping it 100 about Wayne Newton." See,
What?
I mean,
What about him looking creepy?
well, he is kind of creepy. I'm sorry.
Well, I mean, but he's look how old he is. What else you got? You're not feeding questions.
Guy says, "I recommend that you review the gyms and the VIP clubs as well." So we are not worker outers when we're on vacation. Now
Yeah.
we do work out. We're actually, this room is split. You don't see it, but there is a gym.
Our
to the other
exercise
half
equipment is on
of
that
this
side
room.
of the room.
But in Vegas, we
don't ever go to the gym.
we don't.
I mean, I think I included it in the Planet Hollywood video, and that might be the first time I ever set foot in a Vegas gym. Actually went into it.
Yeah.
And I literally only did it just to take my camera and pan around. Yeah, I mean, I probably should include it in the videos more though, because I know a lot of people are, especially if you're there for a conference or you're there through the week. We're there on the weekend, and we probably aren't going to get down to the gym for ourselves, but it is a good idea.
We don't show up for ourselves. Let's see. Oh, we got another super
We
chat.
did. Why are they? They're showing up kind of weird.
Oh, it is weird.
2 for $10 cans at the ABC store.
Thank you, DG325.
DG325, $9.99 super chat. Love it. Thank you. And yes, I mean, actually, that might get 3 tall boys at an ABC store, because ABC stores are awesome.
Yeah.
You go in there and water's like $1.25.
And then you can get cheap booze.
And
so
beer's like $2.99.
a lot of times when we
awesome.
when we get to Vegas, we try to go to like a CVS or ABC or something close by and buy alcohol and waters and whatever for the room, because that's the cheapest option.
Yeah, ABC is great. And that's another reason Park MGM, you can go right across the street to the
Mhm.
ABC store. You do have to cross over the bridge, but there is a bridge, so.
For the Joy Vegas, she's are you guys fans of the Peppermill? Yeah, I like. Well,
Yeah, we need to go back.
we need to go back. It's been a while
I
since
think
we've
we've
been
been twice.
I think the food's okay. It's diner food. It's nothing to write home about. I think it's a good value as far as you get a lot of food.
Because most people could split an entree there.
Yeah.
Like we could go there, get an appetizer and 1 entree, 2 drinks, and leave for like $70.
Although I
I
like the lounge area. I think it's super cool.
Yeah, the Fireside Lounge is probably the best part of it. Yeah, I mean, we like the Peppermill, and we need to go back because it's been a long time. I mean, our opinion might have changed. I don't know. I think it might have still been 24 hours the last time we went. There's another super chat. Steve Brown, $10. Thank you, sir. Awesome. Appreciate it. What have we missed in here?
Roy says Ashton needs more wine. Bartender. Yeah, bartender. Help out. Help out.
Let me get a little. Here you go.
Funky. I just can't read this. Sorry, my old eyes. Funk Sky 4 I'm not saying that right, am I?
What?
See, some of these names I'm probably butchering.
Funsky?
Yeah, Funsky.
40?
I said Fun Sky.
Fun Sky. Maybe I should have been reading the comments.
I love your Win Encore review. Well, and there's another one coming. Staying in Encore next week. Yeah, we love Encore.
So if it's after Saturday, hopefully I'm gonna have to work hard to get the video out.
So hard.
The next video is Encore. I stayed there on a solo trip in November. Spoiler, it's awesome. You cannot go wrong with it. And that video should come out. Hopefully, if you're going next week, the video comes out before that. So if I can get it done, I got to get it done before Friday because we're flying out on Friday. So
Martin Taylor says, I have family in Moberly, Missouri. Ever heard of it? Yes, I'm from mid-Missouri. So yes, I'm familiar with the Columbia area.
Guy asked if we play poker. When's the next time we're in town? Well, we're in town this weekend. Mm-hmm. We don't play poker, real poker. I do like to play 3-card poker some on the casino floor, and sometimes Let It Ride if that still exists. Occasionally you'll find a Let It Ride table. That's the only poker we play. I don't have a poker face, and I can't play at a table against other people. I'll get cleaned out. I'm the sucker.
He is a sucker.
It's like rounders. If you can't spot the sucker in your first 5 minutes at the table,
the sucker?
You are the sucker. Well, that would be me. So no, we don't. Yeah. Did you think that whispering wasn't going to get picked up on the microphones right in front of your face?
You just teed it up for me. Did you guys visit Delilah's at Wynn? No, we have not. We've been to.
I understand it's really hard to get into.
Yeah, that's what I've heard too. We've been to Bellagio, the Mayfair Supper Club, which was really cool.
And the other thing about Delilah is, if we're going to spend that much money for dinner, we want to be able to kind of document it for like YouTube, Facebook. They are strict no cameras at Delilah, so you can't do any of that. And nobody would be interested, I don't think, in just listening to us talk about what we thought about it without any pictures or video or anything. But I would love to eat there, but I think it's hard to get into.
Yeah.
And we stay at Wynn every, once in a blue moon. So.
Kristen, see, this is the kind of workout I agree with. Kristen Roller says I do 12-ounce curls as I'm working on Vegas. Absolutely.
That's Vegas.
That's
Vegas.
Someone's how about them Chiefs?
There's Tony Jazz. Congrats on the Chiefs. Love the neon sign. Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
I'd like to say that was gifted, but no, I bought that myself. Came off Amazon. You can customize it. And I intended to do more with this as far as using it in videos and stuff, but I think live streams are about the only use for it.
Roy says I don't need any more. I'm assuming he says wine. Oh, Roy, this is what I say to that.
My goodness. Just making sure we didn't miss anything up here.
We didn't.
Okay. Well, it looked like there were like 2 icons on that, so I didn't know. Okay, how do I get that off there?
You just click on the chat. See, you don't know.
You don't know. Sorry, I'll let you go back. You were doing a better job than I thought you were.
Ella says, do you use sports betting kiosk and how do you collect the winnings?
I
don't think we've used the kiosk.
I use the apps now. I have used the kiosk before. You can collect the winning. I'm pretty sure you can collect. I'm pretty sure you can redeem them at the kiosks. Mm-hmm. I'm not 100% on that, but I've redeemed them in person. You can take your ticket to the actual desk at the sports book, but I use the apps now. If I'm going to make sports bets when I'm in Vegas, I use the BetMGM app. I've got money on the account. I just kind of let it roll over to the next trip. But you can go withdraw money from the app anytime you want. Obviously, it'd be illegal if they didn't let you do that. So the apps are the best because you can be in your hotel room, you can be at a restaurant, you can be sitting at the food court and be like, oh, it's Sunday, the game start here in 10 minutes, and you can scroll through all the odds and place your bets.
And we cannot do that in Missouri.
And we cannot do that in Missouri. And I don't know if we're ever going to be able to. You can in Kansas. Yeah. Our friends who live in Kansas City, they drive literally to the state line, park in a parking lot, place all their bets. They have to be there where the cell tower says you're in Kansas. So eventually that's going to happen in Missouri. I mean, we have casinos, so I don't know why we don't have sports betting. But just make sure we don't have anybody.
James Lee says Cosmo Chandelier Bar. Oh, I said that really awkwardly. Cosmo Chandelier Bar or Fountain Blue Bar? Cosmo Chandelier for sure. Now, to be honest, the Fountain Blue Bar, I'm assuming you're talking about the main one. The
blue bar
so,
in the center of the casino floor.
To be fair, it was so busy that weekend when we were there.
I think it's prettier.
It is. I don't know.
But also, to be fair, there's another thing about the opening of Fountain Blue. They didn't have all the ingredients to make all their signature cocktails. Mm-hmm. They had a menu with all the signature cocktails, and I wanted one, and she's like, unfortunately, we don't have all the stuff to make that.
There was like 2 drinks that
and
that
Azul did the same thing.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's hard to say. I mean, Chandelier Bar to me, and maybe it's just because I've seen it so many times, we've been in there so many times, it's kind of lost its luster. I mean, it's still neat. It's cool how it's multi-level, but the elegance of Blue Bar at Fountain Blue with those bow tie chandeliers and everything, it's pretty neat. I
like both, but
and they had a huge menu. They just couldn't make it all at the time.
I don't know. I really still like the Chandelier Bar. Let's see.
Yeah, Shannon. So you'll see people parked along 435 at the Kansas border placing bets. Yeah, I mean, it's crazy that we can't place sports bets in Missouri. We have casinos. I mean, if you've seen Ozark, you know that. Riverboats.
We're from there. And nothing actually happens that interesting in Ozark.
I just don't think we're plugged into that social circle. True. I'm sure that stuff does actually happen. I don't know if Mexican cartels are involved, but I'm sure there's some of that stuff.
Ron E901 says, "Who is the best slot better between you two?" Honestly, you've been doing a lot better.
The tables have turned. Neither one of us have ever had a hand pay, which is embarrassing. I say embarrassing, like we have some kind of control over it. And I guess in a way we do. If we played more, we would have. But lately, I've actually been winning.
Yeah, he's been doing
For
a
like
lot
the
better
last
than
2
me.
or 3 trips, I've actually been winning, which is shocking. And she's not. So
I'm
I
not.
think you could say that I'm now better.
Yep, I agree. Lacey says, "How about a spa review?" I agree. I'll do that.
Yeah, and that's the other thing about that is obviously they don't want you to film inside a spa if there's going to be anybody else in the
Oh wait,
video.
what spot was it? Aria's that I got ready in, and no,
Well, we had a spa day at Red Rock, which was awesome.
Gosh, it was
Their
so
spa was
awesome.
outstanding.
Okay, Red Rock's spa was,
Yeah.
I mean, top notch.
We did have a spa day at Aria once.
Yeah.
And it's really cool
It's
too.
very nice, but I gotta say Red Rock won.
It's kind of hard to sum that up without being able to show it like on video. And of course, I mean, I get it. They don't want you walking around with your iPhone or your camera or whatever, because you have to be able to ensure that you're not showing people in the spa. I mean, I get it. So those are kind of hard. I mean, again, if we have a spa day or something like that, obviously we'll include our thoughts in the video, but we don't do it very often.
I mean, people are rocking around naked. So, Mr. Fart says,
Mr. Fart.
I'm reading that right. I'm going to the Flamingo for March Madness. Have you guys ever been during that trip? Yeah, yes, because again, that falls around my birthday. So we had been out there during March Madness, and it's fun.
I would love to go to a watch party, a March Madness watch party. We never have.
No.
We've been there numerous times during March Madness, and it's cool to walk by the sports book and see what's going on, like the energy and all that. I would suggest doing a watch party because the sports book's just too hard to keep track. Like, you know, the game you want to see might be on that little screen over there and something else is on the big screen. So I think if you're going for a March Madness trip specifically, I would say pay to go to a watch party.
Yeah,
get one of those all-inclusive parties, and it's going to be in a ballroom with tons of big screens, and you're going to be able to see all the action.
Have you guys? Champagne Slot says you guys checking out Brasserie B?
Actually, I think we are.
We are, yeah.
I've been meaning to make, and I don't think a reservation for brunch is probably going to be necessary, but we're going to do a brunch at Brasserie B.
Is it necessary?
Is it necessary? Yeah, so hopefully we will be checking that one out for about a 10 a.m. meal.
Steve M says, "Who is your favorite YouTube slot channel?"
We don't watch
slot channels. I know.
We don't.
But you know what?
You know what? I'm gonna throw out Ruby because we know Ruby and she's awesome, and she and Mr.
And we've
Ruby,
been in one of her slot videos.
So you know what? Why would we not say that channel? We have been on a Ruby Slots channel or a Ruby Slots video before. So I'm gonna say her because, you know, although I will say, not changing my answer, but remember there's a couple times I pulled up Vegas Matt. Like Vegas Matt is funny.
Yeah, he's funny.
That guy, and he's got so much money to throw at the slots. Like his spins are just crazy. His are fun, but we don't watch slot channels. We don't play a lot of slots because we suck at them. And so it's almost kind of maddening when we watch other people play, especially if they're winning, because it's like, well, that's not fair. We never win.
Shannon says boats and moats. That's true. It's very true.
So I need to go to the video.
TN says, "Hi all, I'm new to your show. I'm loving it." Thank you. Anthony says, "Do you have any kids? And if so, any plans of a Vegas family themed trip?" Oh, hell no. Hell no.
We do have kids. I have a 17-year-old from 17 years ago. Like I did that. I have a 17-year-old.
He graduates this year. He's a senior.
I've got a high school senior, and then she's got a 12-year-old, almost 13, who might be watching right now. And so those are our kids, and no, we would not take them to Vegas.
That would suck.
I don't think our 17-year-old, even when he gets to be 21, is interested in Vegas. I don't think he'd be interested even going.
The younger one would, but he has been out there.
Our youngest has been out there twice. Actually.
Yeah, he has. Now
not with us. He flew out there with us and then stayed with like grandparents off strip and spent the majority of his time off strip with his grandparents.
Although the last night he did stay with us. This was when how old was he?
He was probably 7.
6 or 7. And he learned what a bidet was for the first time.
We were in a corner suite at Aria and we told him to go in and press the button. He was using the bathroom. We told him to try out the bidet. told him, I showed him how to use it. I told him what buttons to push. And so we were watching TV in the living room, and all of a sudden we heard him scream, like shriek. And he came out, and I said, "Did you actually use it?" And he's like, "Yeah, do you want to feel my butt or my shirt?" And he held his shirt out, and his shirt was wet. Like the whole bottom of his shirt was wet. So that was funny. But no, Vegas is our place. It's not a family. We take the family to Florida.
Yeah, we go to we do a family trip each year, but it's let's see.
What else we got? Important question. How much money does it take to have a really, really good stay in Vegas for 3 nights?
Oh gosh.
Okay, I'm going to throw airfare out of the equation because that doesn't count.
Yeah.
Because that could be so much different depending on where you're flying from. If you're flying from Denver, it could be really cheap. If you're flying from Springfield, Missouri, it can be really expensive. So throw that out. The room, a really, really good room on the weekend, it's going to cost you $500 a night these days. A really, really good room is going to cost you that. Meals are going to cost you $300 or $400 a day minimum. So let's say anywhere from $3,000 to $5,000 for a 3-night stay to have a really, really good time in Vegas. I think it can be done for that.
I think so. Roy says, I think you and Jordan need to do a video at Herbs and Rye. Seems like you're kind of, I've seen some videos on it, and honestly, I do think it's something that is our vibe. We would really enjoy. I like a lot of old school Vegas vibes, and I bet I would love that.
Josh says they've got it on their list. Mm-hmm. It's just that the list is always growing.
I get
exactly. And like we don't obviously we don't make restaurant videos. Like Josh and Rachel make restaurant videos just one after another. I don't know how they can do it. We still like to try not to eat at the same place twice, just because there's so many good restaurants in Vegas. We want to always try the new ones and places we haven't been before. So we don't like to go back to places. Even if we loved a place, we don't go back to it right away. We want to keep trying new stuff. So, and we're doing that again this time. We are doing, finally, for the first time ever, we're going to Hell's Kitchen.
Yeah.
I had to make a 3:15 p.m. reservation because I tried to book it 6.5 weeks in advance, and that was not soon enough. So I couldn't get any kind of dinner reservation. So we're going to eat dinner that night, Saturday night at 3:15 p.m. So that'll be fun.
Yeah. Kristen Roller says, I've won 2 hand pays. I was with a group with one and by myself one. We have yet to ever win a hand pay.
Yeah, that's what I think that was in response to what we were talking about earlier.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, we've never won a hand pay.
I keep having dreams about it. Isn't that sad? I tell you that like about every 2 months. I'm like, I had a dream we got a hand pay last night, and I'll tell her exactly how much it was. I'll be like, it was $4,500. Like it'll be a specific number. I'll wake up in the morning and be like, dang, we did not just win $4,800 at whatever casino. I actually have those dreams.
Tom Little said, how would you rank the Cirque shows in order? For us, Love is at the top. For Cirque,
of the ones we've seen,
Love is the top for me, probably for Cirque.
Mm-hmm. I would go Love, MJ1. If this tells you anything, we like pop culture more than we like Cirque du Soleil.
That's true.
So we like those 2 shows because of the pop culture that's incorporated into it. We love
some shows.
I'm a Beatles fan. Not a huge Michael Jackson fan, but you've still got to like some of his songs and the dancing and all the energy.
And we've seen that one. We've seen the Beatles 3 times. MJ1 twice.
No, we've only seen it. Yeah, we have seen it twice.
Seen it twice.
Yeah. I saw. Oh, you didn't get to see it.
I was sick.
I had an empty seat next to me that we paid for that you didn't get to see.
I tried.
I didn't care for we liked Mystere.
Mystere was cool.
We loved Zoomanity
when it was there.
When it was around.
And I like the new show at New York. What's it called?
Mad Apple.
I
would put that, to me, I would put that third.
Yeah, it's got a good variety. Absinthe I really liked. Again, it's been a long time since
Mad Apple is Cirque, isn't it?
It is. It's like a variety show. It's got like Cirque. It's got
but is it actually Cirque du Soleil?
I don't know. Good question. Someone let us
I'm
know.
not even. I'm kind of embarrassed that I don't know that. Mystere was good. Of the ones we saw, to me, O was last.
Yeah.
And she didn't, like I said, she didn't get to watch it. I fell asleep like 5 times.
So did our friends that went with us.
Yes, and we had friends along with that on that trip, And all three of us, she was gone because she was sick, but all three of us were just like falling asleep. I just couldn't follow the story. We've never seen Caw, but I've heard it's kind of weird. So I don't know that we'd like it because of what I've heard about it. So hard to say, but Love is at the top of the list for sure. MJ1, Mr. Year.
Casey High Roller said, "Have you been in Vegas for Halloween?"
No,
Yeah,
no.
I thought we did.
No.
Remember we saw the
No.
nuns with the pastries?
That wasn't Halloween.
Okay.
We've never been on Halloween.
Okay.
But if you want to see, I'm a shameless plug to my friend Josh. If you want to see an awesome Halloween themed video, go the most underrated Vegas YouTube video I've ever seen in my life. Josh and Rachel reviewing an encore room dressed like Macho Man Randy Savage and who's his wife? Macho Man's wife. Anyway, Josh is Macho Man Randy Savage, and it's comic gold. It's criminal how few views that thing got. He and I have talked about this before, but you know what, Josh, I'm going to send people your way to that encore video.
It was good.
That was how. So they were dressed like that for Halloween.
That's when Jordan.
That's what brought
that's
this
when
all
Jordan
up.
said that guy's awesome.
Yeah, I was like, you know what? I think I like this guy.
Yeah.
Prior to that, I was like, no, I don't like these people. This is competition. I don't like this. And then I was like, you know what? This Josh guy, he might be pretty cool. He might be pretty cool.
Roberts says, "Have the two of you been to the Ace Lobster Night at the Palms? And is it worth the money and time you have?" I have not.
No, I've not been to the lobster.
Oh, I
buffet.
thought you. Oh, that's right, you haven't.
No.
You went to just the regular.
So I have not been to the all-you-can-eat lobster night. Based on what I've seen, the amount of time people wait in line for that, I would say no. I mean, the price is right for unlimited lobster, but like from what I understand, you have to line up hours in advance. I couldn't give up half my day to wait in line just to get lobster cheaply. So for me, I would say no, it's not worth it. But I guess it depends on how much you value your time when you're in Vegas. I think I would not be able to give 3 hours of my time away to stand in line for it.
Yeah.
So I have heard good things about it for the most part. But for me, I don't think it would be worth it. But that's just my opinion.
Have you been to Virgin Casino?
We've not.
No.
Here's one though. About Vegas safety.
Oh gosh, yeah.
So I've got a buddy that was in Vegas last weekend for the Super Bowl, and he attended a watch party at Virgin. And admittedly, he said he shouldn't have done this, but he decided to walk because Uber times and cab lines were so long after the Super Bowl was over. He decided to walk from Virgin back to the Strip, was robbed at gunpoint.
Yep.
Got his wallet, credit cards, whole bunch of
License,
cash, driver's license, on the walk from Virgin back to the Strip. And that's one of the reasons we've not been to Virgin.
And he's a big guy, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, he's bigger than me. And so, like, it's just, that's the thing. Don't walk in Vegas alone, I guess. I'm on the Strip, you're fine. But, like, one of those side streets. But long story short, we've not been to Virgin. And that's kind of one of the reasons is location. Other than that, every video I've ever seen of Virgin, it looks like totally empty. Yeah. It looks totally dead. I don't like the way it's decorated either. I think it's weird. So...
Cincinnati Kid said, "Are you going to Frankie's Tiki Bar this trip?" I think.
Are we doing that or Golden Tiki?
I think it's Golden Tiki. Well,
no, we're going to Frankie's.
It's Frankie's. Yeah.
We're going to Frankie's.
Yeah. So we are.
We're going to soon, very soon.
Yeah,
so we'll let you know how it is. You guys will get to see a little bit of it.
Maybe.
Yeah, Frankie's is the one we are.
This video.
Golden Tiki is in Chinatown.
That's right.
Yeah.
So yeah, this dive bar video is going to be. We'll see how it comes out, guys. I don't know.
Frank.
No promises.
Frankie's is. She's only going to get to have like 1/3 of a cocktail at each, or else the thing might get spiral out of control really quickly. Josh says, "Oh yeah, brother." And I'm not going to do it in the Macho Man voice, but that's what he's talking about. that video is terrific. He does a flying elbow onto the bed, dressed like Macho
off
Man.
Of like the dresser,
off of the little like
TV stand
built-in dresser, what have you, onto the bed. It's pretty sweet.
Dale says Hell's Kitchen has the prefix menu before 7 p.m. I believe that's the best bet to save some money.
Prix Fix.
What did I say?
No, I'm kidding. That's a movie line. Prix Fix.
Wait, what?
Bernie Mac says that in Bad Santa. Another Dale might be the same one. Mad Apple is a Cirque show.
Okay.
So then I would place it. Honestly, I'd place it ahead of MJ1. I'm slotting it in under Love, but above MJ1.
It's hard. It's a hard choice for me.
I liked it. You liked it. You liked it more than I did.
I did.
And I'm calling it number 2.
JC says, go see Postcard from Earth at Sphere. Very awesome. Okay, so we talked about it, but it's a little expensive. But the other thing is, I'm a little nervous because I get super motion sick, so I'm like kind of nervous that I'm making motion sick. I don't know. Even like with the IMAXs and stuff, I do.
It's the cost of the tickets.
Well,
it's like up to a minimum of like $90 or something to see. If we could get $50 tickets to see Postcard from Earth, I think we would do it. But I would not pay $100 a piece to go see it.
Roy keeps messing with me. Solid pour Ashton. That was all that was left in
the
bottle.
It was the end. It was the end of the bottle.
Roy?
Tom, do you recommend staying at Planet Hollywood? Well, go check out the video and you'll find out. The video is only about 3 weeks old. We need some more views on that because we have a commercial in that one. And I promised a certain amount of views. I can't talk specifics, but I need more views on that video, contractually speaking.
Jay Gwynn says,
but yes, Planet Hollywood, I liked it. I was a fan.
Kill the bottle, Ashton. It's done.
It's already gone.
It's done.
But yes, Planet Hollywood, I actually liked it. I didn't think I would like it as much as I did, and it turned out to be a pleasant surprise.
Josh says, guessing we would have less than 500 views on it, so I would notice a bump. Yep. Did you say that?
No. Well, yeah, I mentioned that it's criminal that it has few views, and he's gonna be checking his analytics on that one.
Josh says,
YouTube analytics are so
shots.
fun.
I'm not doing shots tonight, but maybe Saturday with y'all.
No. You have to be around for the wrap up on that video.
I'll be there.
You'll be there, but you have to be with it.
Shannon says, "Oh, come on, do the Macho Man."
What? Oh yeah, brother. That's not bad. That's okay. Like I didn't really get into like bravado, but
that's gross.
What? You didn't like that?
Are you flexing?
Yeah. Well, I'm doing a Macho Man. I'm doing a Macho Man.
Are you flexing right now?
I mean,
oh my god.
Maybe I could go Ultimate Warrior and tie some bands around. I should go put a bandana on.
Yeah, you should.
I got the beard. Not as good as his.
Top 3 steakhouses for food and cost. Oh gosh, those are hard.
There are so many steakhouses in Vegas, and I think so many people are going to disagree.
Okay.
Just based on their one experience.
Yeah,
so it's
that's
hard
a hard
to
thing.
say.
Okay, so as far as like the actual, if we're talking just the steak, the best steak hands down that I've ever had in Vegas was that strip steak at Mandalay Bay.
Yeah, and I know that a lot of people don't tend to like the place. Strip steak is at Mandalay Bay.
But as far as if we're just talking steak,
it's the best cut of meat
that
I've
was
ever
the best
had, ever.
Yeah,
and that can be hit or miss too. I mean, shipment to shipment, they might have. We just got a good one. We got a really good. Is it a ribeye?
Yeah.
But as far as actual overall, if somebody said what 3 steakhouses, tell me 3 and I'll pick one of them. I would throw the Golden Steer in there.
Oh, I love Golden Steer. But it's like,
and I'm not saying it's going to be the best steak you've ever had.
But the atmosphere and service is just
going to a steakhouse, I think you're going to love it.
And I really like Don's Prime. It had a very similar vibe to it, like a kind of a new age Golden Steer almost in a way.
And Barry's Downtown Prime.
Yeah.
Those would be the 3.
Those would definitely be some of the top ones.
And I kind of feel weird throwing Don's Prime in there because it's brand new.
Oh.
But we had a great meal.
I thought of one that was disappointing, and this is going to be a controversial.
You keep going back to that first, it's like the first question we got.
Well, I'm thinking about it now. It was the steakhouse at Park MGM. Bavette's.
Now, to be fair, if we're talking about steak, the steak was outstanding.
The steak was good.
We had their 40-day dry aged ribeye at Bavette's, and the steak was
excellent.
The rest of the experience was so disappointing.
It's
the dog. Oh. She's in the beanbag.
Everything else we got was extremely disappointing. Sides, appetizer.
That salad
the salad was awful. It really was. We're literally having to take
$35
crab out of our
the crab.
It was terrible.
It was a crab avocado salad, snow crab avocado.
And then we got this,
and there were pieces of the crab shell in the
just
crab
kept
meat.
finding it. It was nasty. And then we got the goat cheese marinara like dip or something, and it was not great.
Goat cheese marinara.
Something.
What are you saying?
You remember it was like a marinara with like, I'm pretty sure it was goat cheese on the top.
Maybe.
Anyway, but that was now I will say I love the atmosphere.
Yeah,
it was really cool.
And that's one of the things that drew us to it.
Yeah, I would totally go back there for
the
drinks.
Well, yeah, sit at their bar.
Yeah.
It'd be best.
But I would not eat. That was very disappointing.
It was a disappointing. The steak was phenomenal, but the rest of it was so disappointing that it like ruined the whole thing.
Yeah. Ocean's Prime, we haven't eaten that either. The Bella 3413.
What, Ocean Prime or what?
Mastro's.
Oh, Mastro's. And I would love to go there. And you know who's got me sold on that place is Coolest. We haven't seen Coolest in a long time, but he loved Mastro's.
Stage Door Casino is a neat dive bar with cheap beer and great hot dogs. We've never we've not been. Have we?
What, Stage Door?
Did we walk in there once?
Well, I've been in there a couple of times. I went in there on my way to Ellis Island.
We walked there. Did we walk by there when we went to Batista's?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, that's what I was thinking.
I think they own. I think the owners, the owners are the same. It's in the same building. I went in on my way to Ellis Island, but then I found out I wasn't going to be able to take my beer to go, which I thought was weird. Like, you can't pour it into a plastic cup for me, and they're like, no, you got to consume it here on property. And I was like, well, I guess I'm out then. Because I was going to stay for a little while, but I wanted to be able to carry it with me and go on to Ellis Island. And so I did. And they also searched my bag. They were very big time security there at Stage Door.
Steve M says, will we get an updated best pool video this summer?
Yeah, you're going to get a lot more of me this time. I'll be in the thumbnail. You want me in the thumbnail?
Posing majestically.
Can I flex for that?
Oh, I hope you're in your banana hammock.
I don't have a banana hammock.
Mr. Fart.
Continue with Mr. Fart. So that is also, hang on. We showed you guys the Frenchies a little bit earlier. Frenchies are well known for their flatulence. She actually said about 2 weeks ago, because the dogs always are on, when we're on the couch, the dogs are like at her feet. And in bed, the dogs are mostly on her side of the bed. She said the other day, and I quote, "I feel like I live my life in a cloud of fart."
Not to mention, I'm the only female with 3 humans.
It's mostly the
humans.
dogs, but yes, our son and also things. Anyway, she said, "I feel like I live my life in a cloud of fart." Anyway, back to Mr. Fart's comment.
To Mr. Fart.
I'll let you carry that. I gotta go to the bathroom.
I'll
be right back.
I'm not sure you guys have ever done a downtown video. Do you guys ever stay downtown Fremont? So we've not done a lot. No, we've not done very many videos just because we haven't stayed down there. We did do a video on the Golden Gate and then Circa's pool. Sorry, you might hear a dog bark. Sorry. But yeah, we need to. I think if we were to stay downtown, we would probably stay at Circa. That's a place we do want to stay. We've been there, but we've never actually stayed. Shoot, I just did that thing again. So let me see. So Matthew asked, sorry if already asked, are the rooms at Paris located near the Horseshoe, too far away from the action? The new Versailles Tower, yes. It is literally, and I mean, I know it was renovated from Horseshoe, but right now there's not a bridge over from the Versailles Tower to Paris, and you are literally walking through the Horseshoe Casino to get to your room. So it's a little awkward. When we stayed there at the Versailles Tower, it was pretty undone, to be honest. A lot of the rooms were still being renovated. And what was kind of odd is that the doors were just open. So you can just kind of walk in, which I thought was a little bizarre, and we did. But I wouldn't recommend the Versailles Tower right now, even though it's been recently renovated, just because it's a pain. It takes about a 5-minute walk to get from, that elevator tower to Paris. You literally are it's like you're staying at the Horseshoe right now. I mean, that's essentially what it is. Fun Funsky 40, John George is highly overrated. Yeah, our experience there wasn't great, but again, everybody to each their own. Craft steak at MGM was good. Actually, we did eat at Craft Steak. I forgot about that at MGM. It was good.
Oh yeah.
We remember that the heirloom tomato salad was the I know that sounds ridiculous, but it was like the best thing.
Well, they were the best tomatoes I've ever eaten.
Yeah, which sounds crazy, but truly.
Yeah, those were good. Probably picked up on the microphone, that loud gulp. And if we've missed any of your questions or comments, we apologize. Maybe next time we do this, we field them ahead of time so that we kind of make sure we don't miss some. But when the chat is scrolling really fast, we tend to miss some.
Robert says, "Do you follow any YouTube Las Vegas bloggers?" Oh wow.
Well, we get this question every time, and yes.
Yeah, we do. We got it. Look, we got to check out the competition, guys.
Well, not just competition.
No,
I mean, there's some that we there's a lot that we just honestly really enjoy.
Yeah.
Obviously, we watch Travel Ruby. Again, she's a friend of ours. Josh and Rachel, I know they don't consider themselves to be necessarily Vegas vloggers. They're travel vloggers, so they do a lot of Vegas, a ton of Vegas restaurants and hotels. We never miss one of their videos, whether it's Vegas or cruises or whatever. What else do we watch? I mean, we watch
so many different ones. Say hi to Matthew. We watch a lot of his videos.
And we watch Norma
Helly.
Generally, we watch Jacob's Life in Vegas. We watch his videos too.
We watch.
Tom C doesn't make videos other than slot videos anymore, but I
loved
early day Pomsey because I loved his video editing style and the music and all that stuff. And so I kind of hate that he doesn't put much out on that channel anymore because I loved those.
Dale and Paula, we watch theirs every Sunday.
Yeah, we generally watch theirs.
I mean, we watch a lot. And we really enjoy watching Gambling Granny's, like when she does her
Granny
event.
Fest.
Yeah, Granny Fest.
Yeah,
we always enjoy watching all those.
I watch all of.
Love it.
Scroll through that and see who all's there and what's going on the stage. That's fun.
Shannon Ross says Mr. Fart is the best handle. It sticks out for sure. It sticks out.
Hold on. Hang on.
Oh, we watch Coolest too when he has a Vegas. We don't watch any of like the Mexico stuff, to be honest. But
of what? Oh, Coolest.
Coolest.
Yeah, I love Coolest. Coolest. I wish I had the camera presence of Coolest because I think that guy he can sit and just stare into the camera and talk to you, and you don't want to change it. You just keep listening. When I do that, I've seen the analytics. You guys drop off really fast. So I hope to one day have the camera presence of a Coolest. Goals. Salute.
Hashtag goals.
Anyway.
Epic Wolf, do you guys have kids or plan to? We do have kids, and no, we are not having any more. Ours are one's a senior, one's in 7th grade, and hell no.
I'm way too old for that. Way too old.
He is too old. I'm too old for it at this point.
What else you got? I didn't close that door.
Wants to know who took the gold nugget picture behind you. Oh hell, I don't know.
Oh no, that's just I got that on. That's a canvas that I got on one of those art websites. That's just a. Yeah. Anyway, I bought that online.
So I talked about the Versailles Tower when you were gone, FYI.
The Versailles
Jason
Tower.
says New Versailles rooms had strong carpet and paint.
It did. It was very strong.
Yeah.
Which I didn't mind because it tells you it's new. Like I like the smell of new carpet and fresh paint just because you feel like you're in a brand new building. And that's a 40-year-old building that felt new. The more we've thought about that Versailles Tower, the less we like of it.
Well, I was just telling them I wouldn't say it right now just because it's like you're staying at Horseshoe.
It's Horseshoe.
I mean, it's Horseshoe.
It's still Horseshoe. They can call it Paris if they want, but it's not Paris.
Is Bazaar Meat worth it? Hi from Seymour. Close neighbor. We have never eaten at Bazaar Meat, actually.
Steve M says, Jordan, my wife wouldn't complain seeing you in the pool video. That's what I'm talking about.
There you go.
See?
Babes, you have an audience.
I am like
Get out
Coolest.
there. Put yourself out there.
I am like Coolest. He's got a little less body fat than I do.
You're the essential dad bod, though. Isn't that in? That's in.
I'm trying to change that. But you know what? You know who else has a dad bod? and is also a little bit embarrassed of it.
Patrick Mahomes.
Patrick Mahomes. And you know what?
Okay.
If Patrick Mahomes' bod is bad, then I don't want to be good because he's amazing. Not the way he looks. I'm just saying he's amazing.
You love him.
Well, yeah. Why wouldn't I? Well, that was weird. That was a
That
weird,
was a little
that was a
spin-off.
weird confession. Also, he's not tattooed on my body, but I did always say that was going to happen, and his name and number is probably going to be tattooed on my body at some
On his
point.
ass. Let's just be honest. Let's see. Kenneth says Norma Helly is a damn hard worker. Yeah, I'm sure she's always doing something. That's for sure.
Well, she does a lot of research too.
Yeah.
Like she's well informed of what she's making a video on.
Yeah. San Diego. I want to try T-Bone Steakhouse.
T-Bone's
Yeah.
that's Red Rock.
Yeah. It's
T-Bone's
great.
Chop
It's great.
House.
Oh my gosh,
was awesome.
it's amazing. Yeah.
It was awesome.
Best crab cakes. One of the best crab
The
cakes.
crab cake was really good. I think it was Don's Prime that I think maybe eclipsed it.
That's
Don's
right.
Prime's crab cake
That's
was
right.
awesome.
But T-Bone's was.
If you go to T-Bone's, get the crab cake.
Yeah.
In addition to whatever steak and sides you're going to get the crab cake for your appetizer. If you like crab, you're going to love it.
Let's see. Steve Brown, Norma Helly is great. Dave and Tanya, Turned Up World. Yeah, we actually have ran into. We've ran into a lot of people.
Well,
we ran into Dave and Tanya.
That was when we were trying to get started.
Yeah, it's been a while.
So here's a little story. We went to the Resorts World grand opening in June of 2021, and I think we had just hit 1,000 subscribers, and our channel sucked. And we were mostly just a Facebook page, and the videos were bad. But we wanted to go to that because we knew everybody was going to be there, and we thought it would be so cool. Like we were going to be starstruck, and we were. We ran into Pomsey, Turn It Up World.
And you know what I thought when we ran into Pomsey and Norma and Greta and all them?
How small they were?
They're tiny.
I think we knew that, though.
Oh,
We're
okay.
big folk. We're big folk. But anyway, so in that same trip, we were going up to the room the last night. We were in the we were getting ready to get into the elevator, and we were like, we pretty much saw all the people on YouTube that we watch, except for Ruby. Like, yeah, bummer. Like, we were going to bed last night of the trip, and we were in the elevator
to go to bed.
Go upstairs to go to bed, and I'm sitting here in the elevator like this, looking at my phone, and the elevator starts up, and I hear Ashton go, "Well, you're Travel Ruby," and I'm sitting here like this. I'm like, I look over, and there's Ruby and Mr. Ruby standing next to us. And wouldn't you know it, we actually came to know them later from that one little interaction, which was pretty cool. That was pretty neat.
Jay Gwynn says, check out the Coin Show. We love the Coin Show. We think they're hilarious. They actually hung out recently with some of our friends, Tom and Mindy.
Yeah.
And we enjoy watching them.
So,
together.
Like what they do and what we do is like a lot different. I mean, they do daily vlogs, and I tried to get into that, and it's so hard to do. We don't like to, like I've said, we don't play a lot of slots, and a lot of a daily vlog is like showing your slot play and that sort of thing. We don't like to play slots. We like to play slots a little bit. We sure don't like to film ourselves playing slots, and so we don't do daily vlogs. And
we talked about doing some shorts with slots.
Yeah, and we can't watch a lot of daily vlogs because, as you know, a lot of those are 45 minutes long. Like we don't have the time to be watching all that stuff. And it's very entertaining. We watch some of them. Most of them we watch from time to time. We'll just pick out an episode and watch it, and it's always kind of fun because you feel like you're in Vegas.
But it's hard for us to do a vlog too, just because it's time consuming. Like when we go out to Vegas, we have so many videos that we know we want to get, and vlogs, it's just hard. I mean, because you're filming the entire time. Jake Wynn said, just like all Caesars properties, bad check-in, bad rooms, bad experience. Yeah, we don't care for the check-in at Caesars, that's for sure.
I will say. So what we started, we're MGM people, and when I go on these solo trips, I've been kind of checking off, if you haven't noticed, the Caesars properties as just solo trips. Like I'll go to them, I'll stay at Harrah's. I've stayed at Harrah's, Link, Horseshoe, Planet Hollywood. What else? I feel like maybe another one.
Harrah's?
I said that one.
Oh, sorry.
But yeah, I'm going through the Caesars properties as like solo trips personally, because we don't want to necessarily commit a whole weekend to one. We just want to try it out. I have been somewhat more impressed with them than I thought I was going to be. we prefer the MGM properties.
Oh,
We
for
just like
sure.
the buildings. We like the properties better. But I have been a little bit. I'm coming around to Caesars a little bit. But MGM has better service. We've had better comps there. The experience is better. The check-in
I
is
just feel
the
like
check-in.
for me personally, the overall property is better.
Yeah,
but that's
and
just
it
me.
starts with that check-in.
Yeah.
MGM has a great check-in process. The app, the MGM app is awesome. I love it. If I don't want an upgrade, I'm not thinking about an upgrade. I just use the app and I get my digital room key and I'm in the room. No early check-in fee, none of that nonsense.
Yeah.
Caesars needs to learn something there. And
Yeah.
I guess we're Friday.
We're gonna learn.
We're going to show up at Caesars on a Friday at like 5 p.m. And I hope we don't wind up in a 2-hour long check-in line because I've seen it on videos plenty of times. That's going to hurt the experience really badly if that's what happens. So we'll find out.
Funski 40, don't stay at the Strat, worst place on the Strip. We've never stayed there. I don't know if we ever actually would.
I think
there.
I'm probably going to eventually hit the Strat on a
Maybe.
solo trip.
Yeah, not. I was gonna
Do
say,
a one
maybe
night
solo.
stay at the Strat on a solo trip. Honestly, I mean, what they've done with the casino there is really cool. Like they renovated the casino. It looks kind of nice.
Yeah.
We like Top of the World.
Yeah,
We
Top of the
forget
World.
about that.
Yeah, Top of the World.
We've
was
eaten at
cool.
Top of the World twice.
We went there with my parents. It was really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Shannon Ross said you're both easy on the eyes. Well, thank you. Let's see.
Appreciate
Eli for poker. How long have you guys been together?
12 years.
Since 2012.
Yeah, 12 years. Nice, I got it.
Oh, you got it. Good
That's
job.
a tough one to just rattle off. I
Yeah.
mean, you can make that mistake real easy. 12 years, married for 10.
Will C says, did you guys bet on the Super Bowl game? No, we didn't.
You know, I don't like to. I just did that thing.
I know.
Just did it. I am already emotionally invested enough in a sporting event to not need the additional pressure of losing or winning money on the thing. I will say though, the largest Vegas bet we ever won, since we've never had a hand pay.
That's true.
In 2019, I placed a $100 wager on the Chiefs to win the Super Bowl, win the 2020 Super Bowl, so Super Bowl 54. I placed that wager in the summer of 2019 at 6-1 and won $600 on a $100 bet. Mm-hmm. And that to this day remains the largest Vegas bet we ever won. We've never won more at a slot machine, which is crazy.
Shannon Ross said, I did meet Patrick once. He's a really nice guy, very polite. I mean, we have not met him. Jordan would have totally fangirl.
Oh my gosh. If I saw him in
he
Vegas,
might piss his pants, honestly.
I don't know if that's necessarily.
It's totally necessary. Have you guys ever been? Yeah. So we were saying earlier. Yeah, we've been there for March Madness a few times just because it falls around my birthday. So we do go around that time. Have you both considered doing a Vegas meetup with subscribers? That would be fun. We actually did do one.
Yeah, we're gonna do it again.
Yeah. It's been a while.
It was at Rum Bar at the Mirage, and just a very small handful of people showed up. I don't know that we planned it far enough in advance for one. One time we tried to plan a group slot poll, and we did have quite a few people, but it wasn't quite enough to really get the stakes up high enough to make a group slot poll fun. So we wound up canceling that a few weeks out just to make sure that nobody like traveled for it or anything. But I think we should do that. We should do that again. He's going to bed now.
Yeah.
One of our kids just texted us that he's going to bed. He's too tired. It's only 9:22.
Whatever. Oh, hold on.
But that's what happens when your kids are older. They put themselves to bed. They do all that stuff. It's cool. She's texting him. But anyway, where was I going? What was I talking about?
I don't know. The Vegas meetup.
Yeah, I think we should do that. The problem is somebody asked earlier, how far in advance do we plan our trips? And that's the thing. Usually it's just a couple of months in advance. 6 weeks to 8 weeks out is when we generally plan our trips. Did you take him outside? Take him outside, and then you can go to bed. Sorry, we're giving our child instructions. Make sure he takes the dog out to go to the bathroom. All that stuff.
So yeah, we would love to do a meetup again sometime. We would need to honestly probably plan with somewhere to do that. Let's see. Mr. Fart says big
Goodness. Big Midwestern folk. Yeah, corn fed.
Yeah,
no, actually we don't have corn. We don't grow corn in the state. Actually, yeah, we do up in the northern part, but that's not our part.
You're a city boy.
I am a city kid. I grew up in a city of a couple 100,000. I'm a city kid.
I grew up in a town of less than 2,000.
She's country folk.
Um,
That's why I don't like country music. I'm a city kid.
Ever been to Primal Steakhouse? Favorite speakeasy bar? Loving the live chat. We've not been to
Where is
Primal. Tell us where that's
I'm
at.
gonna need a little bit more on that one.
Favorite speakeasy? Oh gosh.
I liked Ghost Donkey.
Ghost Donkey's cool.
The one at Aria was a joke.
Yeah, I honestly, I just didn't care for that one.
I hate to
the
say
service
that.
was not good.
It was terrible.
Service sucked. I'll be honest, service sucked.
Ghost Donkey, I thought was cool. And you know what I liked most about Ghost Donkey was I didn't love my drink. Actually, I didn't like it much at all. And the bartender, she could tell. She asked me how it was, and she could read. She just kind of read my body language, and it's like, if you don't like it, I'll give you something else. And I'm like, okay, I don't like it. Actually, she took it back, didn't charge me for it, poured it out. Dog's freaking out. Poured it out and said, pick something different. So I picked a different drink. She made it. I loved it.
Yeah, it was awesome.
I
gotta say the ski lodge. That's one of my favorites, and I just like the vibe. It reminds me of Hot Tub Time Machine.
Yeah, the ski lodge at Cosmopolitan.
It's one of my favorites.
Hang on.
Great. You guys are gonna hear some banging here in just a second. I'm sorry. Jackson's Bar and Grill. Where's that at?
Our boy dog likes to make noise. He squeakers, anything. He makes noise. So he's up in here now. He's going to start making noise. I just know it.
HJS31 says, do you play table games? How are limits on the strip? Yes, we do play table games. In fact, we always do better at table games typically. And
you know what's sad about that is we've gotten to the point we're sitting at a blackjack table in our own house, and we play less and less. We play less of everything anymore, but we love to play blackjack. Blackjack is our table game. I said earlier, a little 3-card poker, a little bit of let it ride. Limits on the strip, generally $15.
25, yeah.
25 is not uncommon. 15 you'll find at the mid-range places.
And it goes up from there.
And I'm fine with that. I don't get much enjoyment out of. I can't play $5 blackjack. It's not entertaining to me. It's not exciting enough. I need a little bit higher limit. 15 is the minimum that I get enjoyment out of.
Anthony Longworth says, do you guys ever attend concerts?
We did.
Yeah.
We did go to the we went to the stadium tour, Allegiant Stadium.
Hell yeah, that was awesome.
Def Leppard, Motley Crue, and Poison.
I got a beer spilled on me too. FYI. I did. You guys didn't know that, but also at the Fountain Blue opening, I had broken my foot the day before we left. So yeah, there's that.
She broke her foot in our closet. She tripped over her own shoes, her heels, and then like mangled her foot, actually broke a bone in the foot. And that was like the day before we were going to Vegas.
The night before we left. But guess what? Partying on.
How is that foot, by the way? You haven't been complaining about it lately.
It still hurts, but I just know everybody's tired of me talking about it.
How is that foot? I'm like, I haven't heard about that foot in a while. You used to complain about it, not anymore.
Yeah.
Huh. Okay.
Let's see. Have you guys checked out the new DJ Osmo vlog camera? It's compact. We sure do.
In the backpack right over there, the DJI Pocket 3. That is our current camera, and I am in love with it. I am absolutely in love with it. It's awesome. That's the most. I got that right before my November solo trip. So pretty much everything. I did an F1 video. I did Planet Hollywood. I did New York. No, not that trip. I did several videos with that camera, and I love that camera. We've got what we're using right now is a Sony mirrorless camera. It's a smaller one. It's too shaky. I'm not a fan, to be fair. I'm not a fan of vlogging when you're holding the camera out here and it's just all shaky and all that stuff. that DJI camera is awesome because it's got an internal gimbal, and it's really good, and it actually really good image quality. A little more than you wanted to know about cameras, but somebody asked, and so yes, we have the DJI Pocket 3 camera, and I love it.
Peter Campbell says Jeff from J&K dies half-hour walks or rides on his electric bike.
Does have
dies.
Yeah, those are cool.
Yeah.
They're called like Walk with Jeff or something like that. Yeah, we
like Jeff.
we watched a lot of his videos too. I say their videos. We watch a lot of their videos too, and those are cool. That's actually a good idea. That walk with Jeff thing. It's designed. You can get on the treadmill right here and just watch one of those and like feel like you're walking the strip. It's kind of cool.
Oh gosh, guys, I'm sorry I did it again.
But
sorry guys, I screwed up again.
Hold on.
Oh, here we go. I'm right where we need to be. Best overall MGM property for couples.
That's just too hard.
I mean, it
kind of depends.
It
depends on budget and like what your lifestyle is. Whether you're if you're looking for a little like relaxing and luxurious, or if you're looking for faster paced. That's a little too hard I think that's a little too hard. I mean, you're not going to go wrong with Cosmo.
Real Raw and Right podcast says, big fan of your channel. We are heading to Vegas on March 9th. Thanks to you guys. George limo service is now our pickup at the airport. So much going down. He's awesome. He really is awesome.
Yeah.
I think people are talking about Lydia.
Amber from Vancouver says, "We love the neon." Are you just now? I think that's the first time I've seen her. Are you just now happening in? Appreciate it. We've actually had that for a long time. We just don't film up here very much, and so I feel like it's a good backdrop for things like this, live streams. And by the way, whether or not you want to be on, I'm gonna do more of these live streams. I enjoy these. I think these are fun.
No, I like it.
I think these are fun.
Dave McCormick says, I met Jaycation at the AVNs in Resorts World 2 weeks ago when he was filming.
He seems cool.
Yeah, we've never met him.
No.
He seems really nice.
He seems very nice.
Steve Brown, yep. Peace out,
Steve.
man. See you later.
See you, Steve. We're still holding strong with a pretty good viewer count here, so I mean, I'm good to continue on. If we got more questions. Ashton's glass needs a refill. Oh, we're good. Entertaining time. We'll appreciate that.
I really appreciate how Roy looks out for me.
Yeah.
Let's see. Steven says Poltergeist. I don't know what we're talking about. I missed something, I think. I like the movie Poltergeist. I don't know if that's what he's talking about.
Where is it? Show it to me so I can.
It just says Poltergeist.
Poltergeist.
Pawnit guys. Pawnit guy says, how long will you be in Vegas this trip? 3 nights.
3 nights.
Yeah,
that's pretty standard. And it's like it's just long enough to get worn out, but just short enough to feel like you just weren't ever even there sometimes. I don't know if that made any sense, but I wish we could stay longer and just like spread it out a little bit. But we mentioned way back earlier in this live stream that 3 nights is that's what works for our schedule. And so that's what we normally do. We'd love to be able to go stay for a week and just kind of slow play it. But instead we have these fast, furious 3-night trips where it's like you feel like you just landed. Next thing you know, it's 4:00 in the morning and the alarm's going off and you got to go.
Kristen Roller says, grew up in a city of 800.
That's pretty small.
Yeah, that's small.
That's pretty small.
Yep. Marie Raw in Mandalay Bay Shops is great. Yeah, we really enjoy Marie Raw. It's awesome. We've had breakfast there a couple times. Or no, yeah, twice.
Marie Raw, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been there. It was breakfast both times, but they have a good breakfast. They do not, however, have a good Bloody Mary. Or how bad that was.
The Bloody Mary was awful. Yeah,
it's so bad.
It's not good. It tasted like ketchup, watery ketchup.
The food's good.
The food was awesome,
and for a pretty good price.
Yeah, the food was great. I feel like for the price, the food is great. I can't even remember what we
the veggie omelet or whatever veggie Benedict.
It was awesome. No, so the food's great. The Bloody Mary wasn't good, so I'd stay away from that. But everything else was amazing, and especially a great value. I thought.
I think we may be really far behind.
Are we?
I don't know. Just scroll a little bit. Okay, never mind. We're almost caught up. Good. Not including content making hotels. Do you prefer comps or almost free rooms, or just pay for where you want to stay? That's a good question. Comps. just because rooms have gotten so expensive in Vegas now.
Yeah.
Like I was mentioning earlier, I want to stay at Venetian really badly, but every time I pull up their rate calendar, it's, on the weekends, it's $400, $450 a night. I'm thinking for that price, I'll just stay at Wynn. Oh boy, the dog is starting to get rough. Our child's not dog sitting for us anymore. And so this one's really vocal. So we follow where the comp rooms are. But we also, with the YouTube thing, we got to try to go to new places also. So sometimes we'll pay for room like Fountain Blue. I mentioned in that trip vlog that nobody watched that we just put out last week. And I don't blame you. It wasn't a very good video. That was the most expensive room we've ever paid for. And it hurt. It hurt to see how much that cost. And I'm not going to say how much it was. It was too much.
Stupid.
Too
Don
much.
says, what's your favorite season to enjoy Vegas? Honestly, summer. I love the pools.
Yeah, I don't mind the heat. Now, I was there when it was 116 degrees every day, that July trip. That was a little much, but 110, 105 doesn't bother me. We love the summer. We love the pools. We just like that. I mean, you feel like Vegas, and I know it gets cool in the winter. I refuse to say it gets cold in Vegas, but it does get cool in the winter. You consider Vegas to be a warm weather destination, and so I love the warm weather. I love the summer there.
Yeah, the pools. We really enjoy the pool day.
And spring and fall are too unpredictable. You can go in the spring and it might actually be chilly, or it might be really warm. But in the summer, it's going to be hot. You get exactly what you thought you were going to get. If you go anytime between June and September, it's going to be hot. You knew it, and there's no surprise, and I love it. We've also been in January though, when it was like 65 to 70 degrees every single day.
Yeah, and
I
think when we're supposed to be out there this week, it's supposed to be mid-60s.
Yeah, 65 or so every day.
It's going to be pretty.
Do you want me to hold him? He's just gonna bark. But yeah, summer over any of the other seasons. We like them all. We've been in every month of the year, and we'll probably go again in every month of the year.
Kenneth says
Davey week. Dude just said we're welcome to their comp at Venetian if we want. Now that is an awesome.
That would be great. We've always wanted to stay. We have always wanted to stay at the Venetian. It's just been kind of one of those things that's been out of reach for us.
You never know. We might take you up on that.
Kenneth Usher says middle week Tuesday through Thursday is the best. Yeah, it probably is. It's hard for us to get out there. It's hard for me to take that many days off during the week.
Mm-hmm. Amber says, I went last July and thought I was going to die at the pool. Well, if you're from Vancouver, yeah, that's going to seem really hot to you. Yeah, I've been there where I thought I was going to melt. Like that one time we were at the
Mirage
Secret Garden at the Mirage, and it was in old Siegfried. Siegfried was walking around in a sports coat, a dark blue sport coat, and it was 113.
Yeah. And that was in September, by the way.
Yeah, that was the hottest September day they've ever recorded as of that time.
Mm-hmm. Apple Blonde says, I don't mind Vegas heat since there's hardly any humidity. And that's what helps us. I mean, we come from a really humid area, so it does seem to help some.
It doesn't bother me that much. Unless it gets over 110, then yes, it's hot no matter how you slice it. But 100 in Vegas is not that hot.
Dana says, Puppy is adorable. He is adorable. I agree.
That's my boy.
This is cool. Slot Boss, Missouri girl here who moved to Vegas a month ago.
And I refuse to say it gets cold here as well.
That's true.
I mean, it's just not. It's cool.
Even though it's been actually extremely mild here.
This has been a very mild winter
so far, knock on wood.
Yeah. Yeah. Kristen says December weather is one of my favorites. Usually 30 to 40 degrees warmer than home. Home must be Canada or the Northern Plains or something.
I'm sorry if I'm getting that wrong.
The Dakotas or Minnesota, something like that. I'm guessing based on that description. So yeah. End of September is my favorite. Yeah, that's a good one because that's going to be in the 90s, which 90s in Vegas feels very pleasant.
Yeah.
And it's perfect pool weather.
Clark Milligan says February, March is best for us Scottish folk.
Yeah.
Yeah, I 100%.
Yeah.
And then 11 hours in business class. For sure. That would help.
Need to show me Laughlin or show me Reno Tahoe series. I don't know when we would ever get there. I've been to Laughlin. It was interesting. It was interesting. We've never been to Reno. I would love to see Lake Tahoe, but we have a Vegas channel and we need to keep the Vegas content going.
Was in June one year and it was 114. Yeah, don't get me wrong, it's hot. It says it got up to, Meredith says it got up to 116 in June when I was there, and I thought I was going to die. And I'm from Florida where it gets hot with 100% humidity. So it's so funny because honestly, I think the hottest we've ever been in our entire lives was in Florida.
Mm-hmm.
And it was in the 90s.
It was only like 90. It was only like 92, but the humidity was 99%.
It was insane.
Mm-hmm.
Like we were.
This last year when we went on that cruise.
Yeah.
The day we embarked on that cruise from Tampa, it was like 95 with like 90% humidity, and it was. You can't sweat when the humidity is that high. You literally cannot form a droplet of sweat.
Mm-hmm.
Is he knocking that?
He's knocking the light over.
He's chewing on the Hugo. No. He's chewing on the cord, I think. That's why the light's moving. One of our lights is moving. I think it's because the dog's chewing on the cord. Energy saver turned on. Oh, I need to plug this in. But I got it right here.
Amber from Vancouver says, spring is windy. Hold on to your hair extensions. Yeah. Did you guys know that one time I lost a weft of hair extensions in the middle of the Bellagio casino? To this day, I just imagine someone picking up a weft of.
It didn't have anything to do with wind, though. It
didn't have anything to do with wind. It had anything to do with, it was all alcohol.
What is going on?
Here. But there yes, I literally lost a entire weft of clip-in hair extensions at the Bellagio casino one night.
Yeah. Getaway says Houston is the hottest I've ever been. Unbearable.
I can imagine.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, hey. Southern Florida.
Say hi to Matthew's on. Hey,
Say
Matthew.
Hi to Matthew with the wave.
We were just talking about your channel.
What's up, man? Yeah, somebody was asking us what other Vegas channels we watch. Of course, we watch Say Hi to Matthew.
We love the Monopoly series. In fact, like I said, did we buy it?
I did buy it, and we haven't gotten it.
We haven't gotten it yet. We bought the Vegas Monopoly series.
I think eBay said the seller was on vacation.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. It just recently shipped. But it's the same version of Monopoly that he was using in that dog's barking at us. It was the same version of Monopoly that he used in that series. That was a cool series.
We were like, that's really cool. We want it. Yep. And anyway, so that was a really cool series. We really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Shirley, have you ever thought about staying at Green Valley Resort? Not really. It's hard for us when we film. We need to be more.
We'd like for them to invite us.
We would totally go.
But yeah, it's just so far off the strip, and we don't have a car. I'll get them. We don't ever have a car when we're in Vegas, so that's a little too far away for us. Oh my gosh, this is ridiculous.
Sorry, guys.
This one. The boy Frenchies are a lot more vocal than the female Frenchies.
He never shuts up.
He's a noise maker. He wanted to be picked up. So, anyway, keep coming with the questions because this is falling apart.
Jordan and Ashton, what's your go-to table game and where? From
Blackjack.
Canada. Blackjack for sure, a variation of blackjack, whether it's switch or free bet, which sometimes could be.
Switch has been gone for 5 years.
I was gonna say switch is not really there anymore. Free bet's always fun though, but the tables are pretty full.
I love free bet.
And where honestly, kind of wherever we are. Honest, I mean, if there's a $25 or $15 table,
Park MGM.
Park MGM probably.
Park MGM has, and we keep going back to it, but Park MGM has the friendliest dealers.
They really. So we've been to
that I've ever played.
Yeah, so we've been to several casinos where the dealers, they've been just not fun or rude. Park MGM, in my opinion, has had always the best dealers. It's always been the most fun playing at Park MGM. Now, and honestly, the Wynn was great though. When we stayed at the Wynn and they had a $25 table or $15 table.
We got grandfathered into a $15 table at the Wynn, which I could not believe. And it was like a Sunday afternoon at 2 p.m. So I get it. But like 10 minutes after we sat down, they changed it to 25. And we got to continue to play at 15, which was cool. And yeah, that dealer was really fun.
Amber says, Jason Kelsey found his Libre mask on the floor at the club after the Super Bowl. I'm sure some drunk chick found your hair extensions at the Bellagio and used it. I hope they did. I hope they did, because honest to God, I paid money for it. So
I hope
really
the color
hope
was
they
right
did.
for them.
Yeah, I hope the
I
color
hope they
was
didn't
good.
just clip it into some brown hair and
Yeah.
just like,
I
oh, this is close
so
enough.
it was so funny because I didn't notice it until after we got up in our room and I went to take him out and I was just sitting there. I'm like, I know I had more.
I used to have 3.
I
now
used to have 3.
two.
And I was like, and I'm like, great. They fell out in the middle of the Bellagio casino.
Matthew asked what food spot we're looking forward to next trip. Hell's Kitchen.
Yeah.
We've
Hell's
never,
Kitchen,
in all the years that Hell's Kitchen has been there, that we've still not had it, and we're actually finally going to have that this weekend. And then we're also going to go to Ramsey's Kitchen and do a little compare contrast. Are you trying to take him?
Well, I don't know. I don't know what he wants.
He's about done. He says, well, everybody else went to bed. We're going to do Ramsey's Kitchen as well. So I'm looking forward to both of those, even though the menus are pretty similar. I think there's enough differences, and then the environment's going to be way different. Hell's Kitchen is that super loud and hectic environment, and Ramsey's Kitchen is more laid back and
and we're also, Matt, I don't think you're on here. We're gonna do like a bar crawl, like some dive bars, which we're looking forward to. He says beef Wellington and sticky toffee.
Well, I'm getting the beef Wellington in the Hell's Kitchen. I already know that
yeah.
for sure, and then obviously we get the sticky toffee pudding, but the best Gordon Ramsay sticky toffee pudding to me, for my money, is the sticky toffee pudding pops at Fish and Chips.
Yeah.
Those, you haven't had those.
No, I'm not.
I got those when I was there by myself, and the sticky toffee pudding pops at Gordon Ramsay Fish and Chips are out of this world. Awesome. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to trying the traditional sticky toffee pudding at Hell's Kitchen. It's going to be awesome. So we're looking forward to that. Like I don't know why we've never gotten around to it. It's probably because we're just not Caesars people.
Mm-mm. Bobby Bean says, do you know if the walkway is finished at the Paris hotel that connects to the Versailles Tower? No, it's not.
Well, funny story.
We just stayed there, and no, it is not.
So you can check out that video, but no, it's not. And as a matter of fact, I asked the front desk clerk at Paris, do you know when they're going to be finished with the walkway to the Versailles Tower? And he looked at me like he had never heard of such a thing.
He had no clue what we were talking about.
He didn't even know they were building one. So he not only could he not tell me when it's going to be built or where it's going to be built, he didn't even know they were building one. So I would say they're still months away from that, because when we stayed there in December, they hadn't even started it. We couldn't even tell where it was going to be. They hadn't even started it yet. So I don't know.
Amber said the short rib at Hell's Kitchen is better than the Wellington, in my opinion. Oh, you're going to have to fight Matt on that one. I'm not going to get in the middle of that fight. Neil says 6 to 5 blackjack should be illegal, though. It sucks. I mean,
I have an unpopular opinion about 6 to 5 blackjack.
Oh, Lord, here we go.
I'll play it all day, every day over a slot machine or over a roulette table or over just about anything not called craps, because I know that, yes, it's the odds are worse, obviously, than 3-2, but I don't know how many times I've sat down at a blackjack table and played for 2 hours and not gotten a single blackjack. And in that case, my odds didn't change at all because of it. So I'll still play. I know I don't like it. I'm going to play 3-2 over 6-5, but I'll still play 6-5 because it still has one of the best odds in the house. So
let's see.
Just look at this guy. Look at him. He's like, guys, what is going on here?
Hello from Detroit, Rock City. Hello. Kristen says you can check in at the Horseshoe at the Versailles. Yeah, we didn't realize that.
Well, no, you couldn't.
But
I had not heard any. We stayed there in December, and they had not said anything about that. Our email told us to go to the Paris front desk, all that stuff, and so they've added. That's kind of something that they've added since they've. But
if that just tells you anything, you're staying at the Horseshoe.
Yeah. Yeah, if you need to check in at the Horseshoe front desk, that means you're staying at the Horseshoe. Yeah. I mean, come on. Let's not pretend it's Paris, because it's really not Paris.
It's not, at least at this point with that tower not being done. Yeah. I mean, you literally walk through Horseshoe Casino. The
sticky toffee pudding at Gordon Ramsay Steak at Paris has brown butter ice cream that looks like a stick of butter. So good.
Okay,
we watched Matthew eat at Gordon Ramsay Steak one time. I can't remember. That's probably a pretty old. It's one of the older videos, but I want to say that was in that video. Looks like a stick of butter. We've never been to Gordon Ramsay Steak, and that's on our list too. But the next time we stay at Paris, and we stay at Paris proper, we're gonna finally eat at Gordon Ramsay Steak when we do that. We don't know when that's going to be yet, though. So
Musad, Karen, hello. Oh, well, hello to you.
settled in.
Yeah, thank goodness. OCR Slot says in August, a slot manufacturer partner treated us to Stanton Prime. Oh my gosh, it was so amazing. Well, that sounds awesome.
Stanton. That's the new Stanton Social Prime at
Mm-hmm.
Caesars.
That sounds awesome.
Yep. Have you all found the Plaza podcast? Probably the best. I've listened to a couple episodes. Are you talking about the one? I think it's called On the Corner of Maine, I think is the name of it. It's got the guy that's the CEO of the Plaza, Jonathan Jossel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's involved in that podcast. I've listened to one or two. I don't listen to as many podcasts as I probably should.
I listen to a lot, but those
are all crime podcasts, not Vegas ones.
Yeah.
But another plug for Jeff Does Vegas. I know he's long gone out of this chat. I don't blame him. We've been going for a while now, but Jeff Does Vegas is a great podcast, and we were on one of his episodes.
Yeah. Are you thinking of any collaboration videos? Well,
we would love to do collabs. Nobody's ever asked us to.
We're so unpopular.
Nobody's ever asked us to. The only reason we know Josh and Rachel is I reached out to Josh and said, "Hey, let's get together and do a slot video sometime, or let's do something." And lo and behold, we became friends with Josh and Rachel. We went to Cheyenne, Wyoming a couple of months ago
for their
wedding reception.
I mean, come on.
So we never know what's going to happen out of a collab. But it's a two-way street, like we've never
we'd totally be up for it.
We would be up for collaborating with other channels, and we just have never been approached with it. So if it happens, it happens. If not, and I get it. On YouTube, it needs to be beneficial for both. Josh just throws in it's Valentine's Day. Let's call it a Valentine's Day emoji. I can't. Josh is still here. Can't believe that you guys are still watching. I would have quit by now. But they're in the Mountain Time Zone, so it's earlier there than it is here. But yeah, collabs. We're up for it. But again, it needs to make sense for both channels. I know it's not a business, but it's also you're still trying to get views and that sort of thing. So.
Meredith S says, what's your favorite Vegas attraction or exhibit? Which one do you think is most overrated? One of my the Mob Museum's been one of my favorites. I really enjoyed the Mob Museum, but again, that's kind of my realm. Yeah. I love that kind of stuff.
So what do you think is overrated? You got any Vegas attractions you think are overrated?
The Vegas sign.
That's too easy.
Because
that's not that much of an attraction.
Okay, well,
really.
What's yours?
No, I don't know. I'm just asking. I would need more time to think about that one. But I just didn't know if you had anything off the top of your head. Overrated Vegas attraction. I hate to say this.
Oh gosh.
No, I'm not gonna say it.
Don't say it.
I'm not gonna say it. I was gonna say the volcano.
Oh gosh, you're gonna get so much hate for that.
I know. I was gonna say the volcano. It's fine. If you've seen it once, you've seen it a million times. And that's so much different than the fountains. The Bellagio fountains might somehow still be the most underrated Vegas attraction. The fountains are breathtaking no matter how many times you've seen them. So that's the most underrated as far as I'm concerned.
Josh
says Amber loves the Mob Museum.
Yeah. It's in the speakeasy downstairs was so cool.
Mm-hmm. And we were there on COVID weekend. Remember that? That was March 2020.
That was right before it all shut down.
Right before the whole strip shut down, like 2 days later.
But I would go again. I really enjoyed it. I want to go again. Again, that's kind of like my sector. I really like that stuff. Amber says the dog disappears into your shirt.
Yeah, you can see his ears, his eyes sometimes, his little white chest. But yes, he's it's like he's here, he's not here. He just
Josh says he's packing but listening to. Well, I wish I was packing because I wish I was going there tomorrow.
I am so unprepared.
I have to work.
We're leaving on Friday midday-ish. We got to leave the house here at like 10 a.m. Yeah. I am not ready at all.
No.
I haven't made a packing list. I haven't finished the next video. I have not even decided exactly what all videos are going to come out.
Instead, we're sitting here talking to these fine folks. So I just saw one. The Wax Museum overrated. I also think that we went to it. So we live really close to Branson, Missouri, right? In fact, I work there, FYI. But they have a lot of, I mean, they have
There's a wax museum.
There's a wax museum
There's
there
a really
as well,
good wax museum,
and it's
there.
great. And honestly, it competes with the one in Vegas. And
Madame Tussauds was pretty cool.
it was cool. It was fun. I don't know if it's worth the
We
price.
did that. Well, we did that on a 2-for-1 My Vegas.
That's true. But but if you had to pay full price, I don't know. I don't know if it's worth it. Like I said, the one in Branson is, in my opinion, just about as good. So, and that's 30 minutes from our house. So yeah, I get it.
Yeah, people like the Mob Museum. We need to go back. We kind of rushed through it a little because we didn't want to. I don't know. That's the only thing I have with museums in Vegas is when I'm in Vegas, it's go, go, go. And it's hard to slow down and spend 3 or 4 hours reading and going through an actual museum.
Now, see, now Roy, he's saying that he wants to have a drink or eat with us. He's been mad at me this entire time, Roy.
No, I don't have a channel, so that's about the collab.
I know
what we were talking about earlier.
I'm a little sarcastic, guys. Peter says he enjoyed the Mob Museum. Yeah, I really did too. I loved it. It was one of my favorite experiences, honestly. Dale, okay. So he says the most underrated attraction is a Bellagio Conservatory. I can kind of see it.
I don't like to be in Vegas and not go see it.
Yeah, I'll see it. But to me, yeah, I think it's over. I don't like crowds.
No, he said underrated.
Oh, no, I thought he said overrated.
The most underrated. He said underrated.
Okay.
I like it.
I like it, but here's the thing. I don't like crowds. And it is always, unless you're there super early or late, it's really packed. It's hard to get around. And I don't like crowds. Davey Dude says bodies is the worst. Yeah.
I would actually kind of like to see that, though.
So I saw Bodies once, and I think that was in Kansas
City. Was it a traveling one?
City. Yeah, it was in Kansas City, I'm pretty sure. It was kind of like, I work in healthcare, so it was a little bit interesting. It wasn't like overall, like I wouldn't go to it again. The Titanic Museum that's another one. The Titanic Museum at Vegas.
Luxor.
Excuse me.
Yeah, it's at Luxor.
At Luxor. I don't think would probably be near as good as the one in Branson.
Probably not, because the one in Branson's a permanent structure. Like it's
awesome.
Built specifically.
It is really cool.
And it's really good. Yeah. I mean, but if I didn't have, if I were in Vegas and that was the only one I'd ever seen before, I would probably go to it. But, here we go. To me, and I don't know that it's underrated, but a Vegas attraction that I think is awesome and I would go to, no matter how long it's there, I would go there every few years, is the High Roller. I love the High Roller. I think the High Roller is awesome. Yeah. I think it's worth every penny every time I've ever done it. I think it's awesome. We've done the happy half hour where you get the unlimited drinks. We've done the regular ride where, let's face it, you can just carry on your own drink and it's only 30 minutes. So if you bring a tall drink and you've got your half hour covered. Probably going over there to poop.
Probably. I do.
Our dog.
I do think like evening or nighttime is the best time to ride it though.
Dusk is the best time.
That's what I'm saying. Like evening, dusk time. Yeah. Most underrated attractions are Mount Charleston. I would love to go to Mount Charleston at some point. Again, we don't ever have a car.
Yeah, I hate that lodge burned down.
That's.
I would assume they've not obviously replaced it yet. I know they're going to, but.
HJS31 says Shark Reef.
Shark Reef, I was honestly pretty disappointed.
And again,
we did it for free.
We did it for free. I wouldn't pay for it.
No, I wouldn't.
And again, I know we keep comparing, but we're really spoiled here because in Springfield we have
Wonders of Wildlife.
Wonders of Wildlife, which is probably the number. I think it's the number one aquarium. It's been
voted the number one attraction in the United. Yeah. The year it was new, it was voted the number one attraction in the United States. It's an aquarium.
It's like related with Bass Pro, which Johnny Morris is obviously from Missouri. So
Shark Reef was okay. I wouldn't pay for it. We at the time were M Life Platinum. It was M Life back then, not MGM Rewards. And when you're M Life Platinum, you used to get that check-in letter where you could get like one free attraction. You just presented your letter at the desk. So we were staying at Mandalay Bay. We took our check-in letter and we got free admission to the Shark Reef. And it was okay. The tunnel was cool. That little underwater tunnel.
That was neat.
And that's the part you see you know, like on all their advertising.
Mhm.
That was neat, but the rest of it was a little underwhelming.
Yeah. And again, it's just because we've been to different
Yeah.
aquariums that were better, even that are local.
Yeah.
Seven Magic Mountains is overrated. You know, I've never had any kind of.
It's just too far out.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe if we had a car, but if we had a car, we would be going out and hiking at Red Rock or something like that. Or I've been to Hoover Dam way back
That
before.
someone just asked if Hoover
in
Dam's
like
awesome.
2009, I think I went to the Hoover Dam. You and I didn't even know each other. That was cool.
Didn't you and
my brother? No.
Okay.
No. Me and my brother went to the Hoover Dam, and we did the tour. We did the dam tour. We didn't find any dam bait.
Did you catch any damn fish?
We didn't even fish for any damn fish. But it was neat. Hoover Dam was cool. The water was higher back then because this was like 2009.
Don G. What is he chewing on? Don G says, hearing good things about Don's Prime Fountain Blue. It was awesome. We really enjoyed Don's Prime. The steak, we actually split a steak because it was like a 12-ounce steak, and then got
it was a fillet, but it was a 12-ounce fillet.
Well, and then we got
8 ounces for me and 4 ounces of fillet for you is plenty.
And then we got a couple different sides. We got an appetizer. We got cappuccino. We're not big dessert people, so we got cappuccino at the end or whatever. It was awesome. The service was great. Food was awesome. I couldn't say enough good things about it. And honestly, the price, I think, was better than some of the other steakhouses. So
somebody really got into me in the comments on that, saying, you guys only got one steak. That's not a fair representation of the price. But like, well, we left stuffed.
I mean,
remember the last piece of steak was on the plate, and I was like debating on whether I should leave it or not.
And like I said, we got a couple sides and an appetizer. You do get bread, and we got a couple cappuccinos, and I got 2 wines, and you got 1 cocktail.
Yeah.
So I mean, I feel like that's a pretty good representation.
After tip, under $300.
Yeah, typical meal.
That's pretty good.
But you know, people hate. That's okay.
Helicopter tour of the Dam of Grand Canyon is excellent.
I would do that.
We got to do a helicopter tour of the Strip sometime.
Yeah.
That
Maverick,
would be cool.
reach out.
Yeah. We'd like to. We'll do it for a free ride. That'd be cool.
American steaks are massive. It's crazy.
Again, the videos that you guys see on our channel, they're not paid for. We don't get free stuff in exchange for videos. Never have. I'm not saying we wouldn't do it, but if and when that does happen, we'll let you know.
Yeah, don't worry. We spend our own money,
so that it's still a fair review.
I know people think we don't, but we do.
So that it's still a fair review.
Well,
I think we're winding down. I know, viewers are starting to dwindle. We've been going for 2.5 hours, and I know you are ready to be done with this.
I got to work. I got a busy day tomorrow.
Yeah, you've got to drive to work in the morning. I'm working remotely from home, so a little easier for me. So we are getting ready to wind this down. Eli for Poker asks what we do for a living. Again, she's in healthcare. I'm in banking, so she's got patients she's got to see tomorrow. So if you have a limited budget, would you recommend a suite in a lower cost hotel? For the same price point?
Yeah.
I would stay, if you had a limited budget, I would stay in a suite at a lower price hotel so that everything else was more affordable. Man, just talk about difficult questions coming in from left field at the very end. I was like, oh my gosh, that's kind of a good question, and it's hard to say. I'd do the suite at the lower end hotel, and then your money would go further at that hotel while you're there.
Meredith says, this is the first live stream I've caught with you guys. It was fun. It's because of me, Meredith, honestly. I know.
Appreciate that. Yeah, we don't do a lot.
I bring the party. I know.
The home live streams here at home, we've probably only done maybe 5 of them in our 2.5 years of making YouTube videos. We do occasionally do a live stream in Vegas, but you like those even less. Those are exhausting. She likes those even less.
Well, he gets mad at me because I have a foul mouth.
That's part of it. That is part of it. But if you guys, anybody still watching right now, if you're new to the channel, be sure and check out the other stuff. Don't go too far back. Go back to the last year and a half. The videos get kind of rough if you go back further than that. But you know, this is a hobby channel, and we have a lot of fun with it.
Yeah.
We're going to keep it going as long as it continues to grow, and as long as you guys continue to watch, we'll continue to do that. These live streams, I think we should do them a little more often because I think they're kind of fun.
They're fun. I enjoy talking.
And the engagement is a lot obviously higher on a live stream than it is just in the comments section. But if you do watch the regular videos, leave a comment. I read every comment.
He really does.
I read every comment, and depending on the kind of mood you catch me in, if it's an ugly comment, sometimes you might get
because we do get an ugly comment once in a while.
I try to respond to everyone that I think I can respond to. But I read every single comment, and I respond to most of them. So just know that if you leave a comment on the channel, I'm going to read it. I'm going to see it, and I appreciate it. Unless it's just an outright insult, which does occasionally happen.
It's usually against
just
me.
know if you insult, you might get insulted back. It's just kind of tit for tat.
I've gotten made fun of my name, so you know, like I can help that. Amber says if you go live more often, I can cuss on behalf of Ashton. I'll take that. Ashton. Jordan would appreciate that.
Yeah. Let's see. So looks like everybody. Don G, Sinatra's best Italian. No, scroll back. We didn't care for a Sinatra. Carbone, best Italian in Vegas. Sinatra, we found to be overrated. Just our experience. It was disappointing. Great live. Yes, do more of them. We would like to, and we probably will. There's a whole bunch of have a great trip. Enjoyed this live stream. Thanks. We appreciate you guys watching. We had good viewer numbers for almost the entire
over
thing.
200 majority.
That's why we keep it going. As long as people are watching and liking, we'll keep it going until it becomes bedtime, because here in the central time zone, it's after 10 o'clock. We got to work tomorrow. We got to get up around 6 a.m. That's 8 hours from now. So time to wrap this up.
Yep.
Do you have anything else you would like to say?
Thanks for watching, everybody. It was fun. I had a great time.
It was. And you know how I'm going to have to end every single video, whether it's a live stream or whether it is a video. We'll see you in that next video, guys, because there's always more for us to show you
on Show Me Vegas.
All right.
Bye, guys.
See you guys. I can't find it. There. End stream. End.